Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Make sure we smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're 7 away from 5k subscribers, guys. We are here to delve into, I don't know what to call it, the disaster class, which was last night. Real Madrid 3, or so I say Chelsea 1, Real Madrid 3. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk about. I was at the game again, been to the last 2 games. So we'll be talking about the game. We'll be delving into more detail. We'll be doing the player ratings. We'll be going through some of the tabs that I've got above. We will be opening the lines. We will be doing a bit of everything today. I think we do need to have a heavily discussion about a couple things that I noticed, especially in yesterday's game as well. But before you move forward, guys, make sure you're smashing the like button. Please just get this over 30 likes as quickly as possible. Subscribe to the channel as well, please. And before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And before we get into the game, I will go through the chats because there is a lot of people in the chat as well to see what people are saying. Big up everyone that's already here. Sosa says the worst team to ever won the Champions League. Fair enough. Dan Benzi violated LSG and now Chelsea. Big up to AK. Grail still is in the house. He says Andreas Christian was wearing the banana shoe as he was crap. Mendy was terrible as well. We're going to get into all of that. There's so much to talk about. Vinny says Mason Mount, bin. He's had enough of him. Vinny as well. Big up, Jim. Hope you're good. I'm good, bro. Hope you're well as well. Big up to you. Mo's in the house as well. This is what's with Pulisic being transferred Chelsea. And already, before I've even got to where I need to get to, I could already see Mount, Pulisic, Mendy, Christensen. Trust me, player ratings are coming today. They're coming hard. They're coming in hard. And we're going to talk about everything, not just the players, but everything in the way that we played the game, the way we set up, the way we approached the game, what we did wrong. We're going to go through all of that. And I've also got some tabs that we're going to go through as well as we talk about each player as well. Big up to Tad Bakes as well. Hope you're good, mate. Major General says Mendy is drunk. Yeah, I hear you. Owain says, come on, Villarreal. Hey, yeah, Bayern Munich, Villarreal. Yeah, quadruple. Listen, you're still in it. You're still in it. You've got to be in it to win it, as they say. Big up to Concierge of Crime as well. Hiking with Martin. Nice to see you, Chris. John CFC. Hafs's. Nathaniel. Yeah, QNTV. Kazim is also in the house as well. Big up to him as well. Yeah, where do we start? Where do we start? I'm assuming we've all got a lot to say. I can see that the chat's going to be going, man. Make sure we keep hitting them like buttons as well, guys. I think the best place to start before I start talking about the game is the stats. Because I was at the game yesterday. And we'll get into it straight after we've gone through the stats anyway. But in terms of possession, we did dominate the possession like we do most games. We had 20 shots to their 8. We only had 5 on target out of 20, which is pretty embarrassing. 130 attacks to their 55, 69 dangerous attacks and 18, 5 corners to their 2. And when you look at it from a statistic prospect, when you look at it from the stats side of things, it looks like Chelsea had a good game. But we are, at the moment, a club that sort of deceive people. Like, the stats would deceive you. If you didn't watch the game and you looked at the stats at Chelsea, you would be like, oh my God, they smashed Real Madrid. They slapped them. You know what I mean? But it wasn't that. It was nothing like that. And it wasn't even really a smash and grab. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Real Madrid are amazing. I still don't think they are. I think they just have an absolute world-class finisher in Karim Benzema. And we're going to talk about the players in a bit. I don't really want to start talking about the players yet because we're going to do the ratings. As you can see, I'm very reserved. I feel very reserved today in saying what I'm going to say about players until we get to the player ratings rather than talk about it. But in terms of when I saw that lineup, and I went down to the bridge very early yesterday, met up with the boys. We went down to have some drinks. We were talking about how Chelsea can beat Real Madrid. And one of the things we said is if Casemiro, Modric and Kroos play, then we believe that we will outrun them. We will outrun them. We'll do them in the midfield and we'll kind of do what we did last year. The team news came out for Real Madrid and I thought, yes. And then I was just praying for our team news to be what I wanted it to be. And I would say, on paper, that is probably one of our strongest teams. Like, there was no excuse of even pointing a finger at Thomas Tuchel. Like, you couldn't have said, Thomas Tuchel, why did you do this? Why did you do that? He played the team that he needed to play. He played the 3-4-3. He set it up right. And everyone was buzzing. We were walking down to the stadium. All the fans were in good moods. Everyone was looking forward to the game. We get into the stadium. And, the atmosphere was electric. I'd say for the first 20-odd minutes, our fans were amazing. Amazing. We were behind the players. We were pushing them on, and we started off well. I thought for the first 15 minutes, we got in their faces. We made it hard, and we looked like we was in control of the game. We looked like it was going to be a typical Chelsea Champions League performance. When I say that, I think about last season's performance. It was, it was going that way. The system wasn't the issue. The system wasn't the issue yesterday. The issue was the personnel in the system. The personnel in the system let us down. And we need to talk about it because I feel, and I still feel quite heavily, and more I watch it, and I've been very reserved on it because I've not been commenting on it. I feel that we have too many players that are just either not consistent or just not good enough. I don't think they can adapt. I don't think they're good enough in the system that they had played. Yes, they won the Champions League last season. Yes, they were very good. Yes, they had their moments. But the one thing I said to everyone last year on this channel is I always said to you guys, it's not about, it's not always about the short term. The short term is great, winning, what Tuchel did in coming in, manager bounce, whatever, doing his thing. It's about the longevity. It's the consistency. It's having the consistency from individual players, seeing the performances continue moving forward. I'm not saying every single game, but in the bigger games, in the moments where you need your team to step up. I don't know. I just feel that we let the team down. Players let the team down. The players let the fans down. And I see a lot of people on social media moaning or saying, "Oh, people are not people. The fans are not backing the players. If you've got to blame the fans, this, that, and the other. Do not use that as an excuse. Please do not use the whole fact of that being an excuse. It's not an excuse. We got done by a world-class striker yesterday. A world-class striker in Karim Benzema. Someone that is in great form. 37 goals in 36 games now for him. Top player. And the one thing that we had to do so well, the one thing that we had to do so fucking well in that game, which we didn't do, is stop the supply to Benzema, which is usually going to be Vinicius. And after that 20 minutes, we just capitulated. They didn't offer much. Yeah, they had the ball quite well and they done bits and bobs, but they got their goal and then they grew in confidence. They then grew into the game and started doing their thing. But before that, they weren't a threat. But it was all down to the lack of concentration, the lack of consistency from certain individual players, the lack of wanting it. The lack of wanting it. Like when I look at that squad yesterday, first 15, 20 minutes, I thought, okay, cool. And then that hunger, that drive, that passion just disappeared. And for me, only other than Mason Mount, and literally Mason Mount, not Mason Mount, I talk Mason Mount, only other than Kai Havertz was the only one out there for me that run his heart out, that run his socks off. He's the only one that can walk off of that pitch with his head high. And that boy in himself, even though we're losing games, has grown tremendously. And he's grown tremendously. And you can see it in his performances, the way he plays the game. And he is the player that Chelsea Football Club should be building their team around. That guy, that face there, that face right there, that's the guy. That's the guy we need to be building around. Because again, yesterday, Not only was he having to come deep because he was starved from balls being played behind Real Madrid when the space was there, he was coming to the ball. He was linking play. Fuck it. He was in Christensen's position in the second half, defending Vinicius, bullying him, putting him on the floor, fighting for the shirt, trying to get something done. Everyone else around him, pathetic. And I sat there again after that, and I was just quiet. I was just sitting there and I was looking at the game and I was just like, this performance ain't new to us. As Chelsea fans, this performance is not something that we're not used to seeing. When we lose games, two things happen. Two fucking things happen, and we're going to get to players in a bit, all right? Two things. Got out of my head. Two things. What are the two things I was about to say? When we lose games, two things happen. We make individual errors. Too many individual errors that lose us the game. And again yesterday, individual errors, not only just Mendy, but I'm talking about individual errors in your positioning as players, all right? In the positions as your defense, in your position of your midfield. All these little errors in the system that we play, the 3-4-3, was affected because of personnel that were playing in it. Them individual intricate moments of positional sense, or that the understanding or covering or being aware was not there. Being aware. They wasn't aware. And that's why. So yesterday's performance, even though Tuchel decided to change it to a back four, which again I'm still not, I wasn't happy with. I would have said, don't do the back four, Tuchel. Why are we doing the back four? Stick to the back three. Yeah. Even that switch to a back four and the formation, having the extra player on a pitch in Ziyech, didn't make any difference. The biggest issue with this team is not only individuals and personnel, it's our midfield at the moment. It's our midfield. I'm telling you. And I'm talking about the two in the middle. I'm talking about the two in the fucking middle. Because again, yesterday, we got done. They couldn't make 2-yard passes. Yeah. They couldn't tackle. They kept getting overrun. There was points where Real Madrid were playing triangles around Kante and Jorginho. And once you get through our midfield and you penetrate that midfield and you get onto the defence, we're in trouble. We're in trouble because we had no protection. They had no protection. Now, I'm not sticking up for Christensen here because he was shit. And you know what I think about Christensen. Yeah, he was shocking. But our midfield lost the battle heavily yesterday. Kante was nowhere near the player he was. Jorginho was dropping stinkers left, right and centre. The midfield just capitulated. And that, when you think about it, it's the balance to our system. The two in the middle. Not only going forward, but sitting. And once that is broken, we struggle. We struggle massively. What are you talking about, mate? Who are you? Don't come out and say Shameless. He was our best player yesterday. That's just because you got hate for a player that's very good. One player that you can't talk about today. Shut your mouth. I'm not in no mood today, honestly, for people just to talk absolute troll shit. Yeah? Honestly. At the end of the day, we were let down by our midfield. Our forward line, again, were poor. Yeah, we're going to talk about them all. But in terms of what Thomas Tuchel could have done in setting up the system, in getting us ready in the style that we need to play that game, he could have done any more. He put them out there. He put them out there and he played the right players. Can't do fuck all about it. This is why we have to look at the personnel. And this is why I'm saying that I don't think some of these are good enough. Or if they're not good enough, they're not at it anymore. They're not there for me. They're just not there. There's no fight. There's no hunger. We go 2-1 behind. We go 2-0 behind. Kai Havertz digs us out a hole, gives us a goal. And then the whole second half, we were just slow. And this is another big thing that drives me mad. Why do we lose games? 2 reasons. One, because we make too many individual errors. I think we make more individual errors in the team when we lose games than any other team in the Premier League. We end up fucking up ourselves because of lack of concentration. Our individual errors lead to these moments, yeah, where we lose games. That's the one big thing. And the second big thing as to why Chelsea 90.9% of the time lose the game is that even if we are losing them behind, we don't ever look like we're going to break teams down because we're so comfortable in playing this really slow, right to left football, like we're winning the game. Yesterday, I'm sitting there and I'm shouting. I am shouting at them. Literally, I'm going mad. I'm saying, we are fucking losing. Why are we not moving the ball quick enough? Why are we still playing like we're winning? We're playing like we're fucking winning the game. Why are we doing that? We break through Real Madrid's midfield and we have all this space and they just want to do sideways passes all the time. Kai Havertz is making runs around the back, yeah? Whoever, Pulisic, yeah, whatever, running into the space. There was so much space behind that Real Madrid defence. Courtois is a slow fucking tall prick. He's not going to get out and get to that ball. Play the ball over the top and let our players run into it. Like we did for the first 20 minutes in the first half. But we didn't. Instead, we get the ball. We go sideways. And then we go that way. And then we go that way. And then we get the ball. And then we allow them to get back into position. Why do we keep letting them getting back into position? And you can't sit here and tell me that's Thomas Tuchel. He was screaming at him yesterday. Get out the pitch. Get up the pitch. I see him pointing. Go, go, go. Yeah, they're all just fucking standing there. Too many touches in midfield. Jorginho had 3 minutes on the ball with no play around him. Ziyech makes a run behind into the space and he plays the shittest ball. The most easiest fucking ball you could have played into a space that if it would have landed to Ziyech, it would have created space for Havertz in the middle and Mason Mount, whoever else, and Pulisic, who will come in the box. We can't even do the basics, which is when you break the lines of an opposition, attack the space. Attack the space. We don't do that. We play like we're winning, like we don't care. Oh, we do one sideways, sideways. Yeah, backwards. We go forward. And then what do? Oh, we go backwards. Play it back to Thiago Silva. It's not good enough. And yeah, it's personnel. And again, for me, it's the personnel. This system, which worked so well last year in the Champions League, why did it work so well? Think about it. Think about last year's games. Why? Because we press well, something that we stopped doing. I can't understand where the hunger's gone. Why do we not press anymore? We play the same system that we played last season, but we don't press the ball. We don't press the ball. And then when we get the ball, instead of doing what we did last year, which is look up, go, quick, bang, Havertz is running, Mount's running, Pulisic, 1-2, run into the space. Press, midfield tight pressing. Reece James is in the face on one side. Someone else is on the face on the left-hand side. None of that. Once they get the ball, Havertz chases it, and everyone else just stands there. And I'm talking about the midfield as well. They just all stand there. Where's the press? Push. Go together. They weren't comfortable on the ball. And it happened in the first half when we were playing the three at the back. When Havertz got the goal, we went to 2-1 in that game. Yeah, we started pressing. We started closing the fence. We started pressing Courtois. And then they didn't know what to do. They were panicking. Giving out throw-ins to us. Losing the ball. We were winning it high. Why did we stop doing that? Why? We are the own root of our own downfall. We can't sit here and moan about anything else other than them 2-3 big things. Personnel, individual errors, pressing, and progressive. Moving the ball forward quick enough. We don't do it. It may be partly fine, but we wasn't doing that last year, Seppers. We wasn't doing this last year. We was moving the ball forward. We was quick in our attack. We pressed as a team. Kante was like a forward. Now we just don't move. Kante's non-existent. Jorginho's fucking useless. Christensen, shit. Reece James, who just come back after being injured, and he's what is his second game, first full game. You know, didn't have a bad game for me, but still he was. You know, you could tell he wasn't at it 100%. Mason Mount, where was he? What was he doing? All I saw was this guy running around. We're going to get into it anyway. We're getting to the players. I'm going to relax. The lines are going to be open soon. Make sure we smash the like. Over 80, nearly 90 of you here. Let's get them likes up, guys. Let's get these likes over. But look, to just cut it down before we go into the match ratings, I'm going to open up the lines after that as well. Why we're losing games, we conceded 7 goals, is individual errors, is that we're too slow on the ball when we have it. We allow teams to get back into position. We don't press anymore. We don't press the front. We don't use that. That system works on a press. And we don't press anymore. We allow players, we allow teams with time on the ball, and we keep getting punished. And I don't know why. I don't know why we do what we do right now. Mika Johnson with a donation. Thank you very much, bro. Says I back TT Chelsea go through. Look, it's not over yet. Yeah, I think we have a mountain to climb. The only way we get back into this game is if we have a game like we did last year, and they're all 9 out of 10s, and then we have a Kante back, we have a Silva back, we have a Havertz on fire, we have a Mount back. We have a Mount playing like he did last season. We have Pulisic stepping up. Big up to Bex in the house as well. Mike Green as well. Big up to you. Who else have we got here? There's loads of you in the chat. Big up to everyone in the chat already. I didn't have to. Everyone around me was dissing him. Absolutely dissing. Everyone blaming Tuchel for yesterday needs to up their standards. Yeah, look, I don't. This is the look. We blamed Tuchel for the last 2 games, and he has made the wrong decisions in personnel. Today, he put the right team out, and the individuals let him down. Consistency issue. Players not good enough. That's it. Or just need to, you know, they can't play this system anymore. They need to just be moved on. Big up to Footy Taha, Real Madrid fan. Well done for your win. And look, on a quick note on Real Madrid before we go into the ratings, what a great goals from Benzema. World class. His first goal is world class. I don't want to hear, oh, if Mendy, we should have played Kepa. I see Matt doing it. I know he's probably in the chat. Stop this. Kepa being in that game yesterday doesn't mean Chelsea win it. We don't win it. We don't win it. Let's just stop making the excuses up. Let's stop making the excuses up, man. 1 second, guys. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. You know, Mendy, we're going to get to Mendy now because we're going to do the ratings. Mendy, you know, he did let the team down. Don't get me wrong with that. I don't know what he was doing with that pass, but 2 seconds. I'm just doing something, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I am just doing something. I am here. No need to fear. I'm just doing something real quickly for someone. Big up to Samuel in the house as well. Yeah, I'm deflated. You know what's annoying about it? I got it. Getting home was a nightmare. You know, 2 games we've lost both, and we've conceded 7 goals. You know, that is just an absolute diabolical nightmare. All right, guys, let's get into it. You know what I've said about the game. That's how I feel. I think we are predictable the way we play. We're too easy to play up against. We don't press. Individual errors that will always lead us to losing games. And we're now going to talk about the player ratings, the players. Over 100 of you here. Make sure we smash that like button. We're on a road to 5K as well. So make sure that you are subscribing to the channel, please. Let's get this over 5K subscribers today. But we need to get them likes up because I don't even know how many. We've only got 41 likes. So let's get up to 75 likes as quickly as possible, guys. Smash it. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. I think I missed another donation, didn't I? Michael with a donation. Big up to you again. He says, Chelsea had 6 clear-cut chances. You win the second leg. But Chelsea had 3 or 4 against Liverpool in the final and still didn't take their chances. Mika, big up to you, though, for the donation. You know, we don't take our chances. We just genuinely don't take our chances. All right, guys, you know how it is. Let's get into the ratings. I'm going to go hard, deep. I'm going to go deep and hard today. deep and hard into these ratings on each individual player. I want you guys to get involved in the chat, and then we're going to open the lines and let you guys get involved and have a say in the next half hour or so, all right? And then we'll have a chat as a panel about the game and how we feel about the game. But Edouard Mendy, where do I start? He looks deflated. And I was at the game yesterday. I was at the Matthew Harding. I was right next to him when he conceded that goal against Benzema. He looks deflated. He looks unconfident. Some people may say he needs a rest. He needs a break. He needs time off. I don't think he can do much about the first 2 goals. I think the first goal was a great header from Benzema. And the second goal was, again, just another perfect placed, beautiful header from a striker that is world class. Something that we thought we had, and we haven't got it. We got fucking lied to. We got lied to. I'm gonna give him a 2. A 2. I don't really know what much more to say. Does he need a break? Does Tuchel need to rest him? Maybe. But he does look a little bit shady at the moment. Why? I don't know. Why are we seeing this shadiness from him? I don't really get it. People saying ones, twos, terrible. Ones, his kicking was poor yesterday. His decision making was poor. Everything was poor. 2, 0, 1. Yeah. What else do you want me to say? But do I blame Mendy fully for the downfall of this game? Yeah, because one of the goals was on him. But other than that, all right, he's letting 6 or 7 goals, which is not great. It doesn't look good. I don't know what to say. At the end of the day, he's been so good for this football club. It's very hard to see a player like him have a game like he's having. And it happens to all of the best goalies. I've seen Alisson have it. It happens. It's just happening at the wrong time. He needs to step up, get out of this grey patch that he's in at the moment. Maybe have a rest, and go again. Kepa for a few games. I don't know. Maybe Tuchel's looking at that. I don't think Tuchel drops him. I think Tuchel will keep forcing him to find his form again, get him into confidence. Maybe you can drop him for 1 game. Maybe Southampton. I don't know. And then play him against the Bernabeu. I don't know. 1, 2, whatever you want to give him. That is his rating. Let's move away from Mendy and we're going to move on to the defence. And we're going to start with Antonio Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger, guys. Antonio Rudiger. Not his greatest performance. And again, someone that's been so consistent this year, had very good games. Part of the reason why we play so well is that our defence is solid, and our defence at the moment is nothing of that. And I think there's a huge reason to that. And I don't think it's just the individuals. I do think that the midfield lets them down. I do think the midfield is a bit of an headache. Big up to Simon. I met Simon yesterday in the pub. Nice to see you, my man. Shame it wasn't on great circumstances after the game, but, big up to you, my man. 5-3, 4-3, 4-2, 4-5. Big up to Aiden as well, Aiden Andrews. Beautiful game. Worst audition for his football club ever, 4-3. Yeah, I think I could probably sit with either a 3 or a 4 for Rudiger. I just think he, again, out of position, losing tackles. Could he have done better for that Benzema goal? Could he? Could he have made more of it? I feel like he kicked it in Benzema's leg. He just kicked it into Benzema's leg. And then he rolls in front of him and he put it in the net. 3. I'm sticking to a 3. Yeah, 3. 1, 5.530. 4. He's trying to be a striker so bad. He goes forward so much, doesn't he? He was on a yellow card, or was he? Oh yeah, he was actually. He was. Good point. But again, not good enough. Can we look at the defence as the issue as to why we're not going to move forward as a football club and be more consistent with our performances? No, I don't think it is the defence. Still, maybe individuals, but I don't say it's the whole defence. I think we have more issues across the pitch than just the defence. But Rudiger, we have to keep him. I keep saying it. We have to keep him. Thiago Silva, and I love Thiago Silva. I think he's been our player of the year. I really do. I think he's been awesome. Consistency, 8, 9 out of 10 out of games. But the last 2 games, he struggled as well. He struggled. Caught out of position for the second goal when Benzema headed it in. Beautiful pull away from him. Great ball on his head. Got caught. Other than that, I don't know. It's a hard one because giving Silva anything less than like an 8 and a 7 is weird. But for me, he was not great in this game. He didn't have the greatest of games in this one, but it is what it is. And don't lie like VVD doesn't have bad games. He does. Yeah, let's stop this nonsense. 4-2, 7 goals in 2 games. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Thiago Silva's awesome. You can hold as much thing as you want, but you are the silly rivals that come out here saying that he was not going to play more than 1 game, this, that, and the other. He's mudded every single one of you rival fans. He's literally mudded you. I'd love to see Virgil van Dijk at the age of 37 running around, still being better than probably 90% of the defenders in the Premier League, which he is, or should I say 95%, because that's what Thiago Silva is at 37 years old. He's better than even the 25-year-olds, the 27-year-olds. That's embarrassing, man. Have some shame. Have some shame. 4. Yeah, look, I'm going to give Silva a 3 or 4. Again, not the greatest performance, but again, not someone that I'm going to point fingers at. Personally, could have done better for the second goal. It is what it is. He's been great all season, still our player of season. But then it comes to this fucking bitch. Again, come off the pitch. Let me guess, his fucking ear hurt. Or did Tuchel take him off, I wonder? Tuchel got that distraught from his performance. Just go Barcelona, mate. Now, I was sitting there at the beginning of this, before the game had even kicked off, saying, we need to play Christensen. Christensen needs to play his game. Even I was backing him. Backing this guy to play. And look at that. That is just disgusting, man. You just can't help it, can you? It's in your blood. It's in your blood. -5. Why? This guy, I mean, you're in the mud with this guy, personally. You might as well sit in it with him. Because he was shit. He got absolutely bullied by Vinicius. His positioning was shit. He couldn't hold his runs. Yeah, he was just everywhere. That first goal all come down his side. Not good enough. He was by far one of our worst players. He's in that worst player bracket. I would give him a 0. I would genuinely give this guy a 0. I don't think there's anything more that can be said about this guy. I've told you guys about this guy. If he's auditioning for Barcelona, what a shit audition to do for an El Clasico. Do you know what I mean? Like this, I'm sorry, Vinicius bent him over. And if I'm Real Madrid, you don't play him right back. You can't. Not after watching that. You're gonna be shitting yourselves, guys, watching that. I mean, David's with me. David.
Don't get me started on this guy, man. Don't, honestly.
Please. Honestly,
like it's one of those things where it's like you're against someone who is so much faster than you. So, like, why have you gone and pressed him? Like that 1-2 that Vinicius plays only works because Christensen like literally goes to try and try and beat him in like a 1-on-1 or something, and Vinicius just runs right around him. I'm just thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just cover the space behind you. There was one point when Vinicius ran through, and all Thiago Silva did was just kept moving backwards because it was like, if I keep moving backwards, he's going to run out of space because all he's got on me really is pace. If he does any tricks or anything, then I can do something about that. But for now, if I just keep backing up, he's going to run out of room. If Christensen there, literally seen the 1-2 and then run backwards, that goal doesn't happen. The space isn't there. It only happened because he created space.
How's it Reece James and Silva text, man? If anything, Silva. Silva had to
had a
cover
bad
that
game.
guy's
He had
pass
a
every
bad
time.
game yesterday. Silva, he did have a bad game, but
Yeah, but how many times in that first half did he
Christensen
have
was
to cover
by
Christensen?
far. No. But this is no. The thing is, he had a bad game because he's effectively covering two positions. So I like again when I saw the second goal, I see Benzema makes a run and he runs in front of Christensen. Christensen just doesn't track it, and then
Shit.
Silva, and then Benzema keeps running, and
Zero.
Silva goes like, "Oh shit, someone's meant to be on this guy," and then like the movement just does him, and then it's just like a free header. But like,
But don't get me wrong, that goal from Benzema, that first goal, that's a world-class header.
no, the
But
first one I've got no problem with. Like
the
the
second
first goal,
goal, Silva got
the
caught
second
on
goal,
the post,
I
yeah.
think Mendy probably should do a bit better. I feel like Mendy on like his,
I just think
on
it's
like,
such a good placed header, though, David.
I
It was
think
like,
it's
it
no,
was
I
good.
think it is, but I feel like if Mendy's on form, because I don't think he's been on form recently.
I don't
Mendy's,
think
like,
Kepa
on
saves
form.
that. Do you think Kepa saves it?
Maybe not. Maybe not. We don't know. That's like hypotheticals. But I feel like
Look at this guy, man. Look at this man.
an on-form
Blaming
Mendy
everyone else.
would have saved that header, or at least like tipped onto the post or something.
Look at the disgusting comment of this guy. Stop sticking up for someone that's not even our football player anymore.
He's literally going. He's off. He's going. He's off.
Do you know what I mean? Why are you still defending a player that absolutely muddied us yesterday?
I don't even think he starts for Barcelona.
Shit. And you know what was mad? I was at the game, Matthew, I understand. I got up at half time. I didn't say anything about it because everyone was like, oh, what's Jim going to say? I'm walking along through everyone's going, Christensen, what a fucking knobhead. Everyone's just swearing at Christensen, saying, oh, shit. Like, this is like 40,000 fans moaning about it. Yes, it was so bad to watch. Can't believe we did not play the same tactics as like. Listen, I said this, David. I said this, right? We played the exact same lineup as we did pretty much last year. Tuchel got it bang on in terms of the way we set up. The only difference from last year to this year are two massive things. We don't press anymore, and we don't move the ball quick enough. And we have this errors in our personnel that are on the pitch. Them three things are the reason that this system, this system doesn't work anymore.
All three of those goals are like, not like, again, Real Madrid crafted them quite well, but all three of the goals have come from really like basic errors that you'd think at this level wouldn't happen. Like it's the third. I mean, the third goal is just a joke. The third goal, I still am confused.
What is Mendy doing there? But
I don't know. I don't know what is going on. No, the thing is, again, Rudiger was on a yellow, and like the commentator was like, "Oh, just go through," and it was like, "Yeah, but if he goes through and gets it wrong, it's a red card, and we're down to 10 men. We've got to play a whole half with 10 men, which is not ideal." So, like, again, Mendy sells him absolutely short. I'm surprised Rudiger didn't just let the ball roll past him, because the only reason Benzema's been able to tackle him is because he's gone and poked the ball and it's come off it. He should have just let it roll, but. Like so many, again, the first goal. There's like in American, I play American football, right? And there's like this basic thing of like, if someone is faster than you, do not stand right next to them at the start, because when they run in a straight line, they're just gonna beat you for pace. Like why he went and pressed this guy, why he went and pressed Vinicius, who is miles quicker than him, I still do not know. I don't get it. And again, this comes back to. Aspi needs to stop playing wing back, play him at centre back, because Aspi is probably arguably our best one-on-one defender.
He lacks pace. He would have got absolutely smoked by Vinicius.
But Aspi has the brain. Aspi has the brain to at least go like, oh yeah, this guy's faster than me. Let me not press him. Or like, Aspi, I just feel like it's better one-on-one. Christensen is slow and he's not a good one-on-one defender. Like he isn't.
Reece James. I mean, first full game back, shall we say, from injury, because he played parts of the Brentford game. I mean, can we moan much about his performance?
I don't feel like he did much wrong, but I don't feel like he did much right. Five. I mean, like people yesterday were like, oh, why did he track back for Vinicius? And I'm just there like, let's not do this. Okay, let's not do this, because if you just engage your brain, you'll understand that his channel isn't actually there. But okay, we'll move.
I mean, look, there's nearly 200 of you here, guys. Let's get this over 100 likes, please. Subscribe to the channel as well. We will open the line soon. We're just flying through these ratings. For me, James was a 4 or a 5. I think he had some couple heavy touches, could have released the ball a bit quicker. What annoyed me most with James yesterday, and not just him, because it happened on the other side, is that we just don't like crossing. And every time we get into a position where we play it out wide, we decide to play it backwards into the midfield. And why do we do that? Why not just cross the fucking ball? Every time we cross the ball, we look like we're in danger. Look at we ain't even got to that lamppost up front yet. Lukaku, the 2 chances. Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, but at the end of the day, every time we crossed the ball into Havertz, or one of them, we were winning the headers. We were like, do you know what I mean? It was like, why are we not crossing?
I just think we didn't create enough, like, you know, when you set up, like, Liverpool are really good at this. They set up crosses where if you put the ball in the right area, you're like, all your players are making that right run and they'll all be in the right area. And like, you know, like Jem, you've been at games where, like, you know, when you can tell that when you've got in this position and you cross the ball in, like, it's going to be, if you put the cross in the right place, it's just going to be in goal. Instead of those standard crosses where you just hoof them in. We do not create enough of those. Simple, like, 1-2s with your fullback, where, like, you play it in behind, your fullback's, like, on the byline, and it'll cut it back. Something like that. We don't create enough of those. It's literally just, like, get it out wide and just whip it.
David, we are too predictable in the way that we play.
We are
when
too
we break the lines, we have no urgency. And I was at the game yesterday. We are more comfortable in doing one little sideward backward pass than we are playing the ball into the space behind the defence to allow Havertz and that run into it. We are so predictable, and we allow teams to get back into position because of the way that we play. We're obvious. I don't get it. I don't get what we're doing half the time. It's frustrating. I mean, look, I'll be quick on Aspie. Played out a position at left wing back. Valverde didn't really do much against him, did he? Let's be serious, down that wing. Was he effective?
I just think he unbalances the team. It's that simple.
But whoever you put there unbalances it. That's the fucking
problem. I get that, but like I feel like I would have trusted Alonso. I know that's mental. I know it's mental. Like, we're picking between shit and shit, but I would have gone with it. I would have gone with Alonso personally, because I don't think Aspie's a bad player. I just don't think he's a wing back anymore. He doesn't have the physicality anymore. Just play him right centre back. Leave it.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Listen, for me, it was a 4 or whatever else. But
average performance.
I think where we need to talk about, and I said at the beginning of the show, the one area that I feel is really letting this system down is the midfield, and it's the 2 in midfield, and it's meant to be the balance. And it doesn't matter who plays there, but for me, Kovacic should have played yesterday, and I don't get why Kovacic doesn't get played. And he keeps getting benched in his games.
I think Kovacic is our best midfielder this year.
You know, we'll start with N'Golo Kante, David. And when I show you this, right, this is just unbelievable. Like, when I show you this for N'Golo Kante, and I mean, it looked like that because he was pretty much a ghost most games. I just don't know, like, what's going on?
Yesterday, I'm not sure if you watched the show on the terrace, but yesterday I was literally like, I just felt like he was running around. I didn't feel like he actually, like, knew where he was meant to be. There are so many times, like, we'd be on the attack and, like, I just find him in this area and I'm just like, you're not that guy. Why are you here? Like, you go and do what you're good at, which is winning the ball, progressing it, and give it off. That's what you're really good at. Don't try and become this attacking Frank Lampard midfielder. Like, you're not that guy. And, like, there was one time we were in, like, a really promising position, and this guy took a long shot, and I was just thinking, what is going on? I think at this point it was 2-0, and, like, he just shot, and I was just thinking, you aren't that guy. Just do what you're good at. Be a really good.
It's not an 8, David. I keep stressing this. Why do we
I know he's not an 8. Just play him in, like, he's not a defensive midfielder. He's just like he's a defensive midfielder who's good at progressing the ball. So let him do that. Just let him do it. Do what our players are good at.
I can't believe he's heat map. I genuinely can't believe it. When everything's good at Chelsea, N'Golo Kante's heat map is everywhere, and it's
everywhere, and it's like bright red in the middle.
It's bright, yeah. This is just I couldn't believe it. And don't get me wrong, when I was at the game yesterday, I was shocked in the way that he was playing, and Jorginho. We'll get to Jorginho in a bit, but he's not an 8. We play him higher up the pitch. We ask him to get the ball and drive with it and play through balls when he doesn't want to do that because he's not really his game. He hasn't got the eye to see that pass where it needs to be played. Why are we using him as this 8, supposed 8, with, you know, breaking the lines when he's not that player? Like, what are we doing here? Because for me, Mateo Kovacic should have been that player yesterday. That is who should have played that game, you know, breaking the lines. I would have been cool with Kovacic and Kante. And I would have just said, look, Kovacic to get more of the ball, break the lines, and let just Kante just sit. Do you know what I mean? I would have preferred that, personally. I'm just shocked that he played that way. Like, he was a 2. He was that bad. And I keep saying, if this system, If we lose games, this system fails, it's usually partly to do that our midfield is just getting run ragged. And they had no control yesterday between the two of them. They couldn't even put passes together. They couldn't even make a 2-yard pass forward. They couldn't even win a tackle. Did they even tackle Kroos and Modric at once or Casemiro? I don't remember. I don't even remember them trying to press. They don't even press. I noticed that yesterday. They're not even pressing anymore.
Yeah, you can't. But you can't press with Jorginho. Otherwise, you leave him isolated.
But Kante's obviously, maybe that's why Kante's not pressing. But no one was pressing yesterday. Everyone was just letting them do their thing. Like,
I was confused. I was confused as well because I look at Real Madrid's midfield and I just thought we're going to outrun these lot. We didn't even look like we wanted to outrun them. That's why I wanted a midfield three of Kovacic, Kante, and Jorginho because I was like, yeah, I know it doesn't work, but I felt like with those three, like at least we'd be able to outwork that midfield, and that midfield is literally Real Madrid's. Like everyone's talking about Benzema, but the whole reason like the system works is because that midfield is really good at retaining the ball. If we just had three midfielders just running at them, and I felt again, we'll get on to Mason, but I feel like
we're going to come to
like
it.
his pressing is just like he used to be really like up there all the time, like getting in people's faces, and now he's just like. Yeah, I don't feel like
it's just no. We're going to get to Mason because that is one that we're definitely going to talk about in a bit. But I keep saying this, and I said it at the beginning of this show. Like I'm starting to notice now that either players are just not good enough, or the players that are good enough are maybe just not it anymore. They're just not there. Like, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, we actually need a big overhaul. Like I'm looking at the team, and I'm like, we need a good couple of players. I'm talking about 4 or 5 plus players in that team, from defence to midfield. Don't even get me started on the forward. That forward line. We're going to get to that in a bit. Barring Kai Havertz, yeah, but we're going to talk about that in a bit. Kante poor. We move from Kante, and we jump on now to the other midfield. I don't know what you want to call him. A lamppost? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
To be honest, I didn't think. I thought Kante was the worst yesterday. If I'm going to be honest. I felt like Jorginho was.
You think this guy was great?
I don't know. I don't think Jorginho was good, but I just don't think he was as bad as Kante. Kante just really got on my nerves yesterday.
He was bad. Everyone was shouting around the fan base at the stadium. Get him off! He's so slow. He's not doing anything. That's what I heard. The whole blooming. That's what everyone was shouting. What's he doing? Can't even make a fucking.
The thing is, with Jorginho, there was like because the whole team had like no composure. Like his game doesn't work if that doesn't happen. And like I felt like every time he got the ball, he felt really rushed with the ball, and like he was making like typical passes that you just wouldn't expect him to do. And then like he had to start long passing. And if you know anything about Jorginho, if the ball goes longer than like 15, 20 yards, it is like a 50-50.
The guy had David in the second half. I remember him picking the ball up. He had no one around him. No one. He ran with the ball forward. He did a little joggy because he can't run. A little jog forward. Yeah. 3 minutes. 3 minutes later, he's still 3 minutes later, he's still got the ball. He then sees Ziyech run into a space where the space was open, and he does the most shittest pass I have ever seen.
I was about to say this is the one where he won. He had the ball, he drove with it, and Ziyech made a run, and I think it was Mount who was on the other side, and Mount was like a really basic pass, and Ziyech had run, and he tried like curling it, and like he tried like curling it out, and it just like. Yeah,
you know, he got
it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, he got
the ball for the assist was class. The ball for the assist was class.
It's a great finish. Don't get me wrong, it was a good ball from him. But at the end of the day, he does not help this system, and this is why I keep saying to you guys, we need a DM that is progressive, that can tackle, that has pace, that doesn't get turned, and understands his position better. Because when he gets the ball, the first thing that he thinks of doing is little 1-2 shimmy, sideways pass backwards. He has so many opportunities to play the ball forward, but he will always choose the option to go left. And when he does do it forward, like he did for Havertz when he crossed the ball in, he is actually kind of successful. But this guy has a phobia against playing the ball forward too much. It's like he can't do it. It's like, no, I can't do that too much. I'll just go back to what I know, and I'll just start playing left sideways, backwards passes. That's what he does. It's not. This system's not going to get any better with Jorginho as our DM. I'm telling you now. It's not.
I'm not as critical on Jorginho as other people, but I do think in the summer, I think he's one of the
maybe backup, fine, whatever. But he's not.
I think in the summer, because I don't think he's going to sign a new contract. He's got 1 year left. I think he should go.
I think he should go.
personally, not because he's a bad player, but just because of the contract situation and so on. But like he, I think not that he's looking at his stats, but like I feel like every time he's got the ball, he's thinking about my passes need to be accurate because I'm known as this regista kind of player. So like my passing has to be 95%, 96%, and obviously the easiest way to do that is play 2-yard, 5-yard passes. But he just, like yesterday, he just needed to be a bit more adventurous with the passes. Because when we did break the lines and we got in that little half space between the midfielders and the defenders, we actually did create quite a lot of chances, but we just couldn't finish them.
Do it, David. He never wants to do it. He wants to just slow the game down all the time, and it's frustrating. I'm sitting there at the fucking stadium freezing my nuts off, watching this guy fucking move as slow as a snail. I could walk quicker than this guy when he runs. Like, it's embarrassing. I've never seen someone so slow. Like Fabregas, you remember Fabregas, right? He was slow, yeah, but he was never that slow. Like, he was never that slow.
Jorginho's like comically slow. He's those kids in school, they when you look at them, they feel like they're running really fast, but they are actually just the slowest person around. They're just
A quick comment on Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek rather than thinking because they came on the substitution, but Ruben Loftus-Cheek for me not good enough. Anyway, for me personally,
when he brought on Loftus-Cheek, I said this guy is just written off the whole game. That's honestly what I felt like. I felt like he was like,
Kovacic should have started. Couldn't really impact the game at that point. Done some good little runs and passes there. But the thing with Kovacic, and why I like him in the team, is because he always looks forward. You know what I mean? He's always trying to take a player on and look forward and play it in. You know,
Kovacic's like biggest thing is like I can beat a man, and if with that ability, because his dribbling is so good, he will create a 2-on-1 somewhere else, and ultimately that is what our attack needs right now because they just can't function. They need as much space and as much time as possible, and that's what Kovacic will bring you in theory.
Our forward line is just not. I mean, our midfield is not good enough. Our forward line ain't good enough as well. But
our midfield doesn't have enough creativity in it.
It's just not good enough.
It's too defensive.
We need something else.
We need like a genuine like creative midfielder, someone who can actually create chances for us.
100%. We were let down.
When I look at Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic, what I see is 3 midfielders who not do the same thing, but they're kind of all in like the same mold of I can progress you the ball in one way or another, whether it's through short passing, dribbling past people, or winning it back and progressing it. But not one of those players is actually I can get you the ball and split a pass that will break 2 defenders and take them out of the game. Not one of those attackers not one of our midfielders is consistently good enough. Kovacic and Jorginho and Kante, they will occasionally play that ball where you go, oh my gosh, how has he done that? Like on the occasion, but it's very rare.
Still not enough. Yeah. Right. Here comes the fun. Keep smashing the like buttons, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Lines will be open soon as well. Let's get this to 100 likes, guys. We're about 20 away from 100. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Over 250 of you here. Big up everyone that is in at the moment and watching this show. David, I'm going to start with Pulisic and save the best for last.
Oh my God. This guy went missing. I didn't know he was on the field. Where was he? I don't know.
Look at this, David. Look at this. Look. Look. It's 64 minutes, 42 touches.
I'm surprised. I'm genuinely shocked he had 42 touches.
Look at Mason Mount in 90 minutes. We're going to get to Mason Mount next.
I'm genuinely shocked he had 42 touches. I did not see that guy at all. The only thing I remember him doing is he tried crossing the ball to the back post. He just kicked it and it went like to the near post. And Courtois was confused. He was like, was this a shot? Was this a cross? Why is it over here instead of over there? What are you doing? That's the only thing I remember him doing the whole game. That's it. Apart from that, I don't know what he was doing. I didn't see him beat one person in a dribble. I didn't see him, not even a little 1-2, like a little over the top. Nothing. He just went missing. He wasn't there. 42. Do you know how impressed I am? It's 42. I'm actually shocked. I'm so shocked it was 42.
42 touches is embarrassing.
If someone had told me he had 12 touches last night, I'd believe him. It was
he can't beat Lukaku, mate. He can't beat Lukaku.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him all game. I did not see him all game. I don't.
Listen, 42 touches in 64 minutes is
Oh,
fucking embarrassing. But
didn't see
44
him.
touches in 90 minutes is even fucking
No,
worse.
but the
We're
thing
gonna
is,
get to
I can see Mount having 44 touches. I can see that. I can't. I can't. Apart from the only time I remember Pulisic is that he got tackled once and he kicked the ball from across to the near post. That was all. That's it. That's all I remember him doing. He
Well,
oh,
after
it was
that,
so
what is
bad.
your rating for him?
Oh, he
After
gets
that?
like a 1. He gets like a 1. Like he gets a 1 for showing up. That's it.
Christian
That's all he
Pulisic.
did.
Christian Pulisic in the first, I don't know what you thought, but the first 15, 20 minutes, I thought we looked quite on it. Like I thought, oh,
I
actually, we're
didn't
doing
see
all right.
him. I
Yeah,
didn't
and
see him, Jem.
he was, he was
Maybe
he was next to me where I was sitting. I did see him physically.
that's what I'm
Don't get me
saying.
wrong.
Maybe because of where you were sat, it was a bit different. But for like me watching it on TV, he was missing whole game. Nothing. I'm shocked it was 42.
I keep
I'm
saying
shocked.
that this forward line is not good enough, and I actually think that we need to start looking at new options because I can't sit here and you know what is with Pulisic for me? It's the consistency with him. Like he can be good for, or decent for one game, and then he could just be absolutely shite. But it's like most of
I'm
our forwards right now. Like he was brought in not to replace Hazard, but he was brought in to be that guy that picks the ball up and takes players on. This guy doesn't like taking players on
no.
anymore. He just likes getting the ball, running around in a little circle. He does this little circle with the ball and then passes it and then runs and then doesn't run anywhere.
I miss lockdown Pulisic, man. Lockdown Pulisic was he was
Oh, it
that
was,
guy
that
was
something else.
cracked. I remember that season being like, next season, we're gonna be relying on Pulisic. This
Why
American
is he doing things for America and then comes to Chelsea? He's fucking shit as well. I don't get
nothing.
it, man.
Absolutely nothing. It's because he's playing freaking Mexico and
Listen, he gets a one.
and Panama, but
Yeah, he
Real
gets a
Madrid
one
just
for me. He was fucking
he
useless.
was
And do you know what?
useless.
Pulisic, Mount, and Havertz was our best three going into this game. They were our best three. They were our best three, and they flopped us big time. I miss Giroud as well, mate. Miss Giroud would fucking he can get involved. Yeah, I can't say any more about him. He's fucking shit as well. But we got to talk about this guy because this guy splits a divide in the fan base. Money,
Right.
Mason Mount. And I already showed you guys that Mason Mount in 90 minutes only had 44 touches in 90 minutes. Now, from my perspective, looking at Mason Mount, all I saw him do the whole game is what N'Golo Kante was doing. Running around like a headless fucking chicken, trying to chase the ball and literally getting nowhere with it. Like, he had one really good shot, which he nearly scored, actually, in the second half for it, Cole just over the bar. But other than that, this guy was so ineffective. He was so ineffective. I don't know. Anyone that sits here and says Mason, I read something that basically what they were saying on Twitter was that the reason the midfield suffers is because Mason Mount gets in their way in midfield. That was nonsense. I don't believe that. Yeah, but part of it I guess true because he had no involvement in the game. I didn't even know he was playing at one point. I forgot he was even on the pitch. That's how bad it got. He didn't have any touch of the ball, and when he did get the ball, he didn't do anything with it. I looked at Mason Mount last year against Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Completely different player. The season that you didn't like him, that was where he was really good at moving the ball quickly and running into spaces and creating part. You know what I mean? Like doing all that. But this season, and he's form currently at the moment, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know whether it's just because we've got to be patient because he's still baby. I don't know, and he's going to have a blip and he needs to get over it, or is he just like how can you be that ineffective, David? How can you be so effective and then that ineffective? I don't get it.
My thing with Mason is that this year I've been a bit easier on him because he's been contributing a bit more in open play. I feel like his performances have got slightly worse, but he's kind of having a Bruno season where like Bruno's still getting goals and assists, but he doesn't look like Bruno from last year. Like it's that kind of thing.
5 of his goals were against Norwich.
But my thing with Mason, and it annoys me so much, is that what he will do is that he'll actually find himself in really good positions. He just has really poor decision making, like really poor decision making. He'll Mason Milner. He'll like yesterday there was a point he did like this brilliant half turn in the half space, made it past Casemiro, got into a really good crossing position, and then like he just passed it backwards. I'm just thinking, you got 1, 2, 3, like round the back post, like get it into a good area. Like so many times he'll beat a defender, and then there's like a simple through ball, and like he'll overhit it, or the worst thing, he'll get into like a crossing position and pass it backwards. I'm just like, Mason.
He doesn't
Mason,
do anything with it. He's not effective
Mason,
enough. He's not moving forward.
There was a really good opportunity there for you just to put a ball into that corridor, and you shied away from it. I don't know what's happening, but he just doesn't feel as
He should
confident.
do. Maybe, yeah, drop him. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Some people need dropping. He's not working right now.
You can't drop, unfortunately.
The problem you got is you drop shit for shit anyway. We got no one better to come on the pitch. The biggest issue we have yesterday is that you look at our bench and the impact that we should be getting from players off the bench. We have no players that come on that pitch and actually bring an impact or change the game. None of them. They're all fucking shit upon shit. Literally, it's embarrassing. It winds me up. Like I can't understand it. I really can't understand it. Agree, David. Mount is still an important player, but the problem is there's too much pressure on him to carry the team, which is down the shit squad management from the club, is what Seppers is saying there. No, he was a 0 from 1-0, whatever you want to give him. He was shit yesterday. He was 44 touches in 90 games. I ain't got any more to say when it comes to Mason Mount. Maybe he needs a rest. I don't know. But we need to move. We need to move on because we've still got 2 or 3 more players and then we'll open up the lines. Hakim Ziyech, quick word on him. Did he change the game for you, David? Was it a great change? Did you get the whole switch of the 4, like 3-2 or 4?
I was surprised we switched to a 4, but I think that was more because of injury, because of Kante. I thought we were going to stick to a 5.
And Christensen was shit as well.
I wanted Kovacic on, and I thought what I thought was going to happen is that I thought he was going to bring on Kovacic, and then I could see why he brought on Ziyech, and I thought he was going to move Aspi to wing back and then put Ziyech, move Aspi to centre back and then put Ziyech at wing back. That's what I thought he was going to do. But we went to a back 4, which kind of confused me. But Ziyech, when he came on, he did. I feel like he created more opportunities, but again, he just lacked the end product, because with Ziyech, it's kind of like he kind of has to do something magical in order for him to do something. And like
no fakeness.
That cross literally has to be for Ziyech has to be perfect, because it's always an in-swinger. So like it kind of has to be on the money. And then the last minute, I felt like he should have scored that chance when Lukaku laid it off. But that might be me. That might be me being a bit harsh. But
for me, he came on the pitch. He done a little bit. He didn't light up the place. He didn't really matter. Yeah,
No.
I don't really know what to say with Ziyech. Again, if he was gone in the summer, I wouldn't care. I keep telling people this. Another player, I don't care. All right, yeah, people got this Ziyech agenda. Yeah, he needs to play over Mount. He's the man. He's the difference. He would not have made the difference yesterday. I'm sorry. Don't just not do this. Like, big up to TJK Gamer as well. For me, he was a 4, maybe a 5, whatever you want to give him. I don't care.
I am a 5.
Didn't do much.
5, yeah.
Now, before we go to Kai Havertz, I want to talk about the lamppost.
No, let's not do this.
I have to. Let me do this.
Don't do this to me.
No, I have to do this, and I have to show everyone some things that I found so that you can see this as well. So we spent 100 million on this striker that now sits on the bench because his performance is not good enough, as we already know. So the one thing that you want from a player that costs you 100 million, that scores 300 goals in his career, is to, when he comes on the pitch, if you're not going to move your fat ass, get yourself in the box, become a nuisance, and put the ball in the back of the net. He had 2 of the best chances for us. One of them, might I say, he had no pressure whatsoever. He literally, you would have gone in on Timo Werner if he'd have done this, But this was worse than Timo Werner, this header, because this guy, he can't even get his feet off the floor anyway. He can't jump. But when I see this on tweet, when I see this stuff, where is it? This, Well, actually, do you know what? Before, 2 things. When I see him come out with this comment, and he was playing against one of them yesterday, when people talk about Lewandowski, Benzema, Suarez, and Kane, they say it's a world-class level. With me, it was always about good form. I belong with that group. Like, fuck. You couldn't even fucking kiss Benzema's ass, mate. Yeah, right. Let me tell you something now. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Yeah, this is the guy. You saw that comment. You all saw that comment there. Yeah, that he came out with. Yeah, that we've been talking about. Now look at this. Yeah, and look at the difference. And this, by the way, this is from 65 minutes when he'd come on the pitch. From 65 minutes to 90th minute, Benzema was still on the pitch as well. Benzema is blue and Lukaku is orange, and that's ball touches after 65 minutes. Look at the movements and difference from Benzema, yeah, and the touches, and look at the lamppost. How many touches he had? 100 million. And yet people want to defend this guy. 100 million. I'm fed up of these people that are defending this shit. Like, this is not good enough. I knew this was going to happen. I said this with David before he even come to our club, that he has not changed. He has deceived our club. He's robbing us for 320k a week. He's making more money than any of our players, yeah? And he has no impact. And when he comes on the pitch, he's non-existent because he doesn't move his fat ass. He just stands there. And at least if you're going to stand there and we create a fucking chance where it lands to your head, you don't even have to move. Lands to your head. At least fucking do the one thing that you meant to be really good at. Mr. I'm in the same bracket as Lewandowski, Suarez and Kane. Yeah? You can't even do that. Yeah, I just can't take it with this guy anymore.
I'm looking at that map. I just can't believe you missed. I actually can't believe you missed. Bro, he's in the six. Bro, he's within like the 6 yard like area, and it's not even on target. James, do you know what the thing is? When I saw that deflected cross and I saw him in the middle, I was like, I genuinely believed he was gonna score. I genuinely believed. I was there like, it's a goal. Like, all he has to do is put this ball on target and it's a goal. That's all he has to do. On target. I can't be asked, honestly. No, he is. No, that's disrespect to Biggie Smalls. You know, Biggie Smalls is actually a good rapper. Like, he can't do that. Like,
look at that. Look at that. 65 minutes in, David. Look at the 3 dots in the box, and 2 of them were headers. Other than that, he didn't see the ball. That's how many times he touched the ball. That's how many times. And people want to defend this.
It's so bad.
I'm sorry.
Do you know what the only thing is as well? When you bring on Lukaku, he has to go striker because he can't play anywhere else. And what that does is actually forces Havertz. It forces Havertz out of the box. If Havertz was in that position right there, it's a goal. I'm so confident of that. So confident.
It's not that so bro. He's the one. He is the one. Right? 1 second. Let me get this out. He is the one. Yeah, that came out with this comment. He is the one that told everyone this. He is the one that deceived the world. He deceived the world.
He didn't deceive no, he just
he did. He deceived Chelsea. He didn't deceive the world. He deceived Chelsea fans that were bigging him up before he even wore our shirt. We've got that striker, world class. He's on the same level as Lewandowski and Kane. Look at his goal scored. Are you stupid? That's what I was being told. This was their argument. Now what? I'm sorry, it's not even just his fault this game, but it is his fault to a degree because he came on and he had 2 of the best fucking chances in the game.
It's how much I wish I had Lewandowski or Kane. Not even Suarez. You can leave Suarez. I don't want Suarez.
Give me Benzema.
Or Kane or Benzema. Oh my God.
Give me Benzema. Can you imagine Right, put Benzema in that because we had chances yesterday. You put Benzema in the box and them chances coming in. What's happening? What is happening? What's Lewandowski going to do with that? What is Lewandowski going to do when he's in the box? He gets them chances. Going in the goal.
So nice.
Even Kane.
I wish.
How can you even say this comment? And then you're dropping stinkers like you are and not moving. And the most embarrassing thing about it all is that forget the goals. He doesn't even move. David. He's not versatile enough. He is just a guy that's like sitting in the box and scores goals. He's a flat track bully. That is what he is. He just bullies the weak teams. He scored out of his 300 goals in the top 6. I looked at this, right? Out of his 300 goals that he scored 22 goals against the top 6. Where were the rest of the fucking goals?
In every league or in just
in just our league. In our league. And how many seasons has he been in our league?
To be fair,
22 goals, top 6.
Are in our, most of our goals are in
Yeah,
Um, I just
and let me just answer that. You said is that in any league, he went to Italy and played for Inter Milan, and the Juventus fans told me that I don't think he's even scored against them. He said that he's not even scored against them. He scored against Milan, I think, and whatever. But I think he might have scored one or not. I can't remember. But
he scored
anyway,
against. He got in that fight with freaking my man.
the point
Zlatan.
is, his goals are
Do you know
all
how
against.
much I wish I had Zlatan right now? Oh my god, I take Ibra right now. I take Ibrahimovic right now. I take him. He's 39. I take him right now.
I'm done with this guy.
I genuinely don't think I've hated the Chelsea player more than Lukaku. Just because of the fact that I knew I was going to be right. From day one, I knew I was going to be right
as well.
I knew from day one. I was like, I was looking at our squad, like our squad's actually not that good. Like we actually need to improve the squad. And everyone was like, "No, we needed a striker." And I was looking like, "No, that's not true. Is it true? It's not true."
22 out of 118 Premier League goals are top 6.
Cup competitions he scored in? Probably not. Those are important games. You don't really score in cups.
Anyway, I'm bored of this guy. I'm bored of talking about him. I am fed up of Romelu Lukaku. Yeah, and people saying play. We should switch it up and play him and Ziyech up front now and put Havertz on the bench. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing now. That's the new trend. That's the new trend.
But why?
Talking about King Kai, again, the one bonus I would say is that when you look at his individual progression as a player, and that obviously, David, we saw it last season where he sort of doesn't start well at the beginning of the season, but at the end of the season he sort of grows. I think what I've seen better from him this season than what I had seen from him last is that he is becoming more integral, important. He's more consistent in his performances, and he steps up. He's starting to step up when his club needs him at the age of 23 years or 22. He, for me, his progression up to this point has been one of the best things this season for me, by far. I mean, even yesterday, he ran his heart off yesterday. He did.
He's the only forward who I can trust. When I go into games and I see Havertz and he's up front, I can be like, at worst, he'll probably drop a 5 or a 6. At worst. That's genuinely what I feel like. Because he will just even if he's having a bad game, he'll do what Benzema does. He'll drop into midfield and try and find that ball because that's the kind of player he is. He needs to get on the ball, and his first touch is like 9 times out of 10. His first touch is class, and that just sets him up in such a better position. When the amount of times Lukaku would find himself in a position, and players look at him like, "Well, if I pass you this ball, how confident am I that you're actually going to hold it and put it in a position where we can actually play it off, not vary?" So they'll just go backwards. Whereas when Havertz is on the field, everyone's trying to at least put it in a position for him to finish. And I really wish, and I said it at the start of the season, I really wish he had the whole season at striker. A whole season at striker for him to develop his game in that position. Because, again, for the goal yesterday, his just a little bit of movement, just a little double move to sell his defender to go short and then going in behind, just create that extra bit of space. It was that simple. It's that simple. Guy's class.
Kai Havertz, if there's one little bit of ounce of hope that we got going into the Bernabeu, it's because Kai Havertz scored that head, and he would have got kicked in the face. If that was anyone else, he'd have pulled out of that. I'm telling you now. He went straight in with that head, put it in the back of the net, and he stepped up. Jim, stop hating on Lukaku. I'm a troll. I want to defend my player. I love him. Idiot. Stop defending shit all the time. I saw Kai bodying that Madrid defender. Kai was doing in Christian's.
He put Militao on his.
Vinicius on his arse as well. He put Vinicius on him. Was it Vinicius? He was pushing him in the corner and he won the free kick. He was defending. Yeah. Kai Havertz was so stressed, right, or annoyed that he was coming deep all the time because he wasn't seeing the ball. He was making runs behind and weren't playing it. And then them balls, he just needed them over top. He had one, if you remember, where the ball went over the top in the first half and he was through and he cut inside and he took a shot on his left foot. We stopped doing that, that is what we need to do more. Kai Havertz for me was he's a 6, I'd say.
6. I was going to say 7. I was going to say 7.
6 or 7. He's still so important. I put the link in the chat, guys, to get you in as well. Meanwhile, Tim's gets bullied by Plymouth Argyle. I was at the game. He does get bullied. He gets bullied all the time. Tim's. He got bullied against Chesterfield. I was at that game. I was looking straight at him. He got bullied by Anderson, Crystal Palace defender.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? They said Havertz
Can't
wasn't
be
Chelsea level. Do you know what I mean? They did say Havertz.
Oh, do you remember that last season, Joe? And I was like, just give the kid time. Give him
said it.
time. Give him time to class.
I
The only
said that.
player we've got.
I said that this guy's quality is off the roof, like generally off the roof. It's Alex, what you saying, brother?
What's going on?
What you tell me, bro? Tell me about the disaster class.
Well, I said it from yesterday when I was doing the lineups. I knew it was going to be a midfield problem. I said it, even though I wanted Jorginho, I didn't want what's his name? I didn't want Kante in the starting lineup. People like, how can you? Oh my God, what is this nonsense? Kante is the best midfielder in the world. He was. The problem was, tell me the game that last time the Kante played well in the this season.
He's not had a good game for a while, personally. He's really bad yesterday.
Exactly. And then the
Jorginho was as well, you know? I think.
It's too fucking early for Jorginho. Just woke up and I still have coffee. It's too early for Jennifer.
Jennifer time.
But look, I think even Jorginho would have done better with Kovacic beside him than Kante. See, Kovacic and Jorginho, maybe it's a wishful thinking. Like now, like any changes could have been better, could have not. We don't know. But at the end of the day, midfield was shocking.
100%.
Shocking.
100%. Yeah.
We are complaining about the midfield going forward. We did not complain about the midfield and like how you say it. We had problem with our midfield with Kante. Doesn't do enough to in the final third. Jorginho doesn't do progressive passing, the progressive when he has the ball. We got screwed on the same midfield on the way back. They split us like we are not even there.
It's true.
Like complete split.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. No, you're right.
J5 had assist to Kai. Prove me wrong. I take all my comments back. He was amazing yesterday going.
Listen, I said what mainly let us down yesterday is that we lost the midfield battle massively. We hugely got battered in the midfield.
I think individual mistakes are too.
Yeah, individual mistakes. Obviously, we can look at Mendy and Christensen and other individuals, but that midfield, we just Kante. I showed you the heat map of Kante. I have never seen such a poor heat map for a player like him ever. He was just non-existent. I mean, Winter Surfer looks really pissed off. So let's go to Winter Surfer.
I blame bulk of this on Thomas Tuchel for his tactics yesterday.
Why?
Why didn't he do what he did last season? Play three in midfield, match them up, and see what we do from there. That's what we did last season. We pushed them back in both legs last season. We had Modric and Kroos playing as sweepers last season when we played three in the midfield. Why not start Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kante yesterday? Why not do that? Why put Azpilicueta? As much as I rag on Alonso, as much as I do that, why are you putting Azpilicueta at left wing back? It doesn't make any sense. He has to cut inside on his right all the time. He stops the momentum of the attack. It just doesn't make any sense.
I disagree.
And then you've got... And he didn't change it either. He has to take the bulk for the last two games on his tactics. He has to do that. We big him up. I'm sorry, Jem. He has to.
I don't think this game's on.
We were getting over.
No, I agree. I agree with him.
Hang on. We were getting overrun in midfield. He still stuck to a 2. He still.
But Mason Mount was the one, and I keep saying headless chicken Mount was the one that was meant to make the 3 when we was out of position. That's why when you saw him out of position,
I have a problem with Alonso being on the left side, and he will kill the attack by himself too, even though with his left foot. It doesn't matter. Alonso does not do overlap. Alonso does not do overlap.
It's not
that's
that.
what requires.
It's stopping the momentum of anything, right? Because Azpilicueta, as great as he has been, and he's great and no doubt, right?
No.
Even in his prime, he's now out of his prime. He still has to cut back on his right. Do you know what I mean? It stops the momentum. It stops
understand
everything.
your point, but
it doesn't even matter. We didn't even attack up the left side.
That's the problem. And
we didn't attack up the left side.
This goes back to January. This goes back to January not signing a left back or a left
Yeah, we
wing
know
back.
that. Yeah,
to come
I
in,
agree
and
with
it's
that.
biting us.
We didn't attack down the left side because we know that if we attack down the left side, we'd have to cut in back on the right.
Exactly.
That's
What
why.
that means
And then
it
when you bring on Ziyech, who's on the right, who's also going to cut back on his left, you've literally got two sides that are just doing the same thing, and it doesn't work. The balance is all off.
This
It's
is
like
how it
someone makes a
does.
run,
Hold
someone
on a
makes a
second.
run,
This is
but they have to stop because the other whatever side they're coming in, they have to wait for them to cut back on their foot.
This is the
cross
modern
in.
game when you have a wing, when you have a fullbacks and wingbacks going forward from opposite footed players. Every team has that.
Not wing backs.
Grealish.
Not
Grealish.
wing back.
Grealish is on
Okay.
forward. Grealish is on forward.
Okay.
Who's on Grealish's side? Oh yeah, Cancelo, who can cross it on his left.
Yeah, does he crosses on his left?
He can cross on both.
He
can't
can cross on both. Yeah, Aspie can't cut back.
I think the issue we got here, especially when we talk about the left, is that we're comparing, like David said, shit with shit. Like, I don't think we get any, like, with Alonso, I get the whole thing of it's his natural position, but we still don't get much from him when he's there anyway. Like, when do we ever go, Alonso, what a great ball that was. He creates so much for the team down that left. He's so important. Like,
Just to ask you a question. Wait. I need to speak about Mount.
All right, go ahead and waffle about Mount.
No, Nathaniel, wait a sec. You'll come to you in a second. I'm just going through people as we go. Let's go to Kazim, actually. Let's talk to him. But Artem with the donation quickly says, Kante only good game in the past 3 months is Lille's first leg. Kante, he is a legend, but you can clearly see the decline. Cover should be starting every game. Thank you for the donation, bro. And maybe he's right. Kazim, what are you saying?
How's everyone all right?
Well,
yeah,
as right as we can be, mate. I went to the game.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, it's a bit silly question. Listen. I think Thomas Tuchel didn't do the homework properly, mate. I think we know Real Madrid is strong in midfield. I think we played against 3 players last night. If you look at it, Courtois, Karim Benzema, and Vinicius. Right. When I say Thomas Tuchel didn't do the homework, you know Vinicius got the pace. What he does is he goes wide and he looks for Karim Benzema. And he's Brazilian. He's trickery, right? He's got the technical ability. You know Christensen hasn't got the pace. Because I thought Reece James was very poor. No backward, with no going forward. Right? So he's been left with Christensen. And we know one-on-one and in the base, he's going to get done. Why didn't he start Chalobah? He's got the base.
No. I was with you, and now I'm not with you.
Why? Tell me why. Why?
Don't bring Chalobah into this game. Chalobah's
No, I'm talking about the base, David. I'm talking about the base.
Chalobah will give away a penalty. Let's be honest.
No, I'm talking about the base.
Let's be honest.
Listen, David, I'm talking about the
I'd rather
pace.
offend than him give up a goal.
So my point I'm trying to make is, right, we've been done by 3 players. Thomas Tuchel, did he do the homework? I'm not sure, man. We're talking about a midfielder, man. Win the game, win and lose in midfielder. I said that, and I will say again. Jorginho is not the man for me. If you watch the first goal, Karim Benzema run out of him, and where is Jorginho? Who was watching him? Literally was watching him. Because Vinicius was running.
That was poor.
Sorry?
No, I was agreeing with you. That was poor because when I watched it, I saw Thiago Silva and Rudiger. There was so much space in between them. So I was thinking, why is Benzema having a free space in the middle to run? Yes. Then I saw Jorginho running behind. I was like,
was literally, was watching him.
Like, not fucking run.
The midfield weren't tracking him.
And Kova all season has been our best player. Listen, the away goal, it doesn't count anymore, right? I feel like Thomas Tuchel didn't go for it. Why he didn't start Kante and Kova together? Because you have to go for it, okay? He started with Jorginho. Jorginho, he's 6. He's supposed to stay. But our defense was all over the shop. It was all over the place.
Yeah, they had no protection whatsoever.
Yeah, game started about Mendy, mate. So I'm going to let everybody else talk. But listen, I think Tuchel got it wrong. I don't think the players we have, they're not good enough. They're just not good enough. Simple as that.
I agree with that as well, to a degree, personally. I hear you. Josh, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, man, I agree with Andrew and Kasim. I just think Tuchel got it wrong this game, and maybe for slightly different reasons. But we we spent the entire game when we were attacking up the right side, and I think that was by design. Obviously, when you have Reece James with his crossing ability, you want to try to. Well, and also you have Vinny Jr. on that side, so you're trying to make him defend as much as possible as well. And Christensen, for whatever reason, was so high up the pitch. This dude should have been like no further than like 10 yards outside the box the whole game, just sitting there waiting for Junior to make a run. Like he got caught so high both times that Junior got in behind him. As far as the midfield goes, like obviously, I think Kante should have been the midfield, but I don't think it changes. It doesn't change the way Tuchel has Kante playing. Like if you think Kante on his own is just that high up because that's where he feels like he wants to be, you're out of your mind. He's being asked to play that high. And even when Kova comes in, Kova doesn't take Kante's spot. He takes Jorginho's spot, and he's the one on the ball predominantly. And Kante would still be high up the field. Now, we all know that that's not Kante's best position to be playing like next to the striker, basically. But that's what he's being asked to do, so that's what he's doing. As far as the left side, like,
can I ask you? Hold on. Can I ask you a question? Is Kante asked to be doing that in a forward going position or defensive position?
Well, I mean, if he's playing as a striker, it's going to be a lot tougher for him to get back defensively if we don't have the ball, which is what you're seeing when their midfield sort of took over the game. Because he's playing so high, he's got to try to get back now to play defense. He's not being asked to sit next to George in the midfield. He's being asked to be very progressive. He's not doing that on his own.
You can't say that Tuchel asked him to be in a forward position when we don't have a ball. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like in defensive position, I think the reason why we overcomplicate it, I think we're supposed to be pressing them.
Well, we didn't spend a lot of time without the ball in possession. Like they did most of their stuff in a counterattack. We actually had the most possession of the game. We had 53% of the ball. Like when they had possession, it was mostly on a counter. They didn't really have the ball a lot, moving it around. So that's why I think when you're talking about Kante, like defensively, he really wasn't in a position a lot of the times to have to do that. As far as Asby on the left, I think he did provide some defensive stability. We didn't attack up that side at all. But the few times that they tried to get the ball out to Valverde, at least Asby was there to sort of put a stopgap to that. I think if it's Alonso, he's on a chase most of the game.
Yeah, but again, Josh, you'd rather it be Valverde than Vinicius.
Yeah.
That was my thinking of wanting Aspi at right centre back, is that I wanted Vinicius to shut down. I was like, if you're going to score, you're going to have to go through the other side. We are not having Vinicius do it. And Josh, I'm sure you're American, so I'm sure you watch some American football. It's like you would never ask your corner to play press against Tyreek Hill because he's just to beat you down. Like every single time, there's no point because he'll just run behind you. That's literally what Christensen did. Christensen, for the first goal, literally went right next to Vinicius and said, beat me in a foot race, which he's going to do every single time. Which is
why I think he got yanked at halftime.
That's on the manager, isn't it, David?
That's not on the manager. That's just poor defense.
Of course it is. So are you telling me? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. So
poor defensive thinking.
No, bro. Right? Manager, before he starts the game, he does his homework, does he? He knows where each game is strength.
Yeah, Tuchel can't micromanage every single player to make a decision for every single time, because every situation is going to be different.
He knows. Bro, listen. He knows Karim Benzema is one of the best strikers in the world, right? Yeah. He knows Vinicius is quick. So you do your homework, bro. Okay?
But you can't honestly sit here and tell me that Tuchel said be as aggressive as you can with Vinicius because Christensen wasn't aggressive every time.
No, he's not fast. He shouldn't be starting, David. My point is, he shouldn't be starting.
If it was every single time, if it was
back
every single
three
time,
supposed to help with the wing backs in the defensive. James was cut out of position multiple times. Same as Kante. When they counterattack us,
again, Alex, Christensen can see that Reece James is not there because Reece James was just up the field. All right, Tuchel isn't going to tell him to just run idly forward and that doesn't make sense. He's going to tell him that he needs to just try and shut down Vinicius. Whichever way you want to do that, that is up to you. Because there were some times when Vinicius went in the center, Thiago Silva either went and won the ball from an interception, or there was one time when Vinicius was running one-on-one with Thiago Silva, and Thiago Silva just kept on backing off because he said that the only way to beat me is behind. So Thiago Silva has the ability to say, in certain situations, I'll do this and I'll do that. Rudiger has the same thing where he'll go, I'll do this or I'll do that. Christensen just made poor decisions last night. That's not on the manager. If you have a player who makes
nobody,
it's on
I'm
the
not
manager.
blaming that for
It is on the manager when you start
You can
man.
blame the manager.
know.
You can blame the manager for picking him. If you have that, that's fine. But if you're trying to tell me that Tuchel said to be incredibly aggressive and leave all this space behind, I don't trust that.
I agree with
That's why
Jam. I've been waiting patiently.
Yeah, that's why he came off at half for a reason.
Yeah.
He's
Go on then.
because of that. Yeah.
Let's hear from Nathaniel. Go on, mate. Say what you're going to say.
Wow, I've been waiting patiently, man.
Go on, try.
Listen. When that first goal went in, I was like, cool. Moment of brilliance. Vinicius, he outpaced Christensen. Cool. That header was cool. 1-0. It's 2 minutes later. What the heck was Thiago Silva and Christensen doing? Standing off Benzema, letting him just get that header in. And what Reece James? No. We have to talk about him. I saw a shot of there was 4 defenders. He was the highest one. He was so hard. He was so far up. I was like, what's he doing? He was just standing there. It went in 2-0. And listen, Havertz generational. He the real star boy for Chelsea, not Banner Boy Mount, not that Compton team merchant, yeah. And listen, I can't believe what Mendy did, man. That made my heart sink. How the heck are you gonna wait for Benzema to run at you and then make a crap pass? What's he doing? What's he doing? And then what's it called? Well, we need to talk about Mount, man. I was told by some certain people he's generational. He should have started this game. What does he offer other than passion and pressing? Listen, he reminds me of Rashford so much. He offers nothing to the team. Why does no one see it?
He offers as much as you chatting about him.
Why does no one see what he does? Literally, Ziyech should have started this game, and yes, Ziyech would have done something in this game. Mount's corners. Wait. Mount's corners. I'm done yet.
Oh, I should have been taking corners, man. I should have been taking corners, man.
I can't believe Reece James didn't take the corners. Like, what the heck? Maybe you don't get done the counter. But one more thing. Pulisic, he was non-existent. I don't want to hear anybody chatting about Lukaku. I see David and Jem, you guys are having your field day about Lukaku. Listen, let me tell you.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Let me tell you something.
5 yards.
Let me tell you something. Can I speak?
You're having a howler.
So you, David. I'll tell you why you're on the mud. I'll tell you why you're on the mud. Dave, I'll tell you why you're on the mud because Lukaku came on the second half when it was 3-1. David, be quiet for a minute. It came on when it was 3-1. Yeah, it came when it was 3-1. You were losing the damn game and you're blaming Lukaku. Have some sense, man.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how many you lose.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't matter the score.
No, I haven't finished. Have I finished?
By the time you finish, nobody gets pregnant, man.
One second. You're the one that's in the mud, Nathaniel, because your boy said this. That's what I'm gonna say, isn't it? Like,
listen. I'll be honest. Let me be honest. Lukaku's not on the level. And what's it called? It's hard for me to.
You said he was. So stop backtracking.
I didn't say that. Listen, Lukaku, if he has one more bad game, I'm gonna turn on him. But I'm still believing him more because listen, the header was close. The header was close.
The header was close.
Always one.
The header was close. It was close.
No, wait, I blame it on the rain. I blame it on the rain because it bounced off his head, yeah? If it wasn't raining...
Mustn't forget it's raining.
If it wasn't raining...
Yeah, it's high.
If it wasn't raining...
Wait. He even defending like Arsenal fan, like Ty.
No, wait. If it wasn't raining...
He's Arsenal fan.
Would have gone in. Damn, it would have gone in. It bounced off his head when it was raining. It's wet. It would have gone in.
He's got a bald head. He's got a bald head. It's dry. It's as dry as bald head.
Good try.
He tried. Anyway, you tried. And look, declared to
Nathaniel, man, you were doing good, man.
What did Matt do?
Matt Daniel, you must be on some sauce, Matt Daniel.
Okay, cool. Tell me what Matt did.
No. We're not
It doesn't have to be go to.
No, we're not going for Matt. You're all going for Lukaku. He was a sub. He was a sub.
More problem than Mount. There's more problems with that team than Mount.
Lukaku was a sub. He came on. You're talking about Mount. He played the whole game. 44 touches. Did nothing.
Nathaniel, I'm about to agree with you for a second. Hold on. I think we could all agree that Mount didn't have his best game. I think we can all agree on that. But my point is that this guy who you all said was different from the old Lukaku and been balling in Syria and yada and hoo ha ha came on.
Different.
And if he was the true £100 million striker who we all thought he was going to be, it would have been 3-3 last night.
David, I'll tell you why. Tuchel's wasting him. He's not playing him in position. Wait. Look at all the strikers. Look at all the strikers come to Chelsea.
Let's get him out.
Wait.
Let's not waste him. Let's sell him then.
Time out for you, mate. I can't listen to that. You do not ever blame Tuchel for Lukaku's performances on this show, mate. I can't have that. But anyway, we move from that. Go on, Matt. Here comes another one. You're going to get kicked soon as well. Go on, let's hear it. Go on.
Oh, kicked for what, Jem? For what? For speaking facts?
We're going to run your agenda.
I'm going to destroy you, Matt.
I know Andrew. Andrew. As soon as I jumped on Coachella, he said, "Come on, Andrew's waffling," and I jumped on, and Andrew left. So now we're both here. No. But come on, let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? It would have been 2-0 if Kepa was on that pitch, possibly even 1. And I've said this 1,000 times. Why is everyone laughing?
No, two goals.
Shitty mistake that Mendy did. A shitty mistake that Mendy did. And then if Kepa did that, he'd be walking the Lazio by now because he goes, "Get this guy over the team." But no one's saying shit to Mendy. I'm not saying Mendy's bad, but I'm saying let's rotate Mendy. We can afford to rest him.
Yeah, in fairness to Matt, he had an absolute howler
against Brentford. We didn't rest him against Brentford. That's the consequence.
Kepa is not saving them 2 goals.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
There was a chance. No, the first one, no. The second one, there was a chance. The second one, it still would have been 2-0. It still would have been 2-1.
Kepa would have stand still. You know Kepa loves stand still. He loves stand still when there's a shot against him.
Well, anyway, it still would have been 2-1. You can still say, but it still would have been 2-1 anyway. But the point is, when Mendy's tired this, we should be resting him against Brentford, but we didn't. So the consequence of that, we should be resting him against Madrid. When he's in, Kepa is proving himself to play this game. I'm not saying, this time. Like, I was here last game. I was here last stream. I said, I would start Mendy, but I know the consequence that Mendy's going to get 3-4 behind him because Mendy's tired, Mendy's mentally drained. So, and that the consequence was right. So, I'm not blaming Tuchel.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Matt, let me ask you a question. What difference does it make if you rest him against? What difference does it make if you rest him against Bradford, though? Because you're missing the point, though. Mendy's not good with his feet.
But what do you mean? So it'll still be 2-0. I don't get your argument. Mendy's not good with his feet. Sorry,
my thing with Matt is that even though
we're very yard for about an hour for this. Me and you.
My thing with Matt is that even though I disagree with him because I just do think Mendy's a better keeper.
I'm not saying Kepa's a better keeper than Mendy.
No. This is my thing. My thing is that he's almost right because that is like a mental error that he made last night. So even though I want to disagree with Matt, might have a point because
but can I just say
the problem is lately Mendy
could have been 2-0. However, it also could have been 4-0
lately.
Because Kepa could have made so many.
Do we have a short-term? Wait, let me just before we get with do we have short-term memory loss in this fan base? I think
yes, we do.
Do we? I think Mendy's made every mistake in every single game since West Ham.
Kepa was doing this day in, day out in one season where he was
under Fat Frank.
Mendy having absolute calamities. Kepa done it for about 38 games where he was
under who? Under Fat Frank and sorry, under who? Fat Frank.
Look,
we're under a new manager right now.
Look, hold on a second. Mendy, for me, should have saved the first one. He was the wrong positioned. He did not think that the header was going to be first goal.
Alex.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
It's true. Yeah, he's true.
He was standing in the middle of the net.
I'm not saying Kepa should have started.
No,
I'm saying the first goal.
He should have saved it. He shouldn't have saved it.
I agree. It was the easiest.
Hold on a second. Can you let me talk? Let me talk.
All right, I don't hear anything from you. Let me just point out, Matt.
Look,
Matt, you said yesterday, Matt, that Kepa is just below Mendy. You said
if not a standard, just below Mendy. Yeah.
Matt, what were you drinking, man? What were you drinking?
Hang on, Matt. Usually you're sensible. I don't know if you're trying to carve out a new.
No, I'm being serious.
This is ridiculous. What you just said. If Kepa did it, he'd get blasted. Yeah, because Kepa's made thousands of mistakes in his Chelsea career. Okay, of course he'd get blasted. This whole narrative that Mendy's made mistakes every single game since West Ham is bullshit. Is absolute bullshit because people would bring it up. Only saying it now after what Mendy did last night. Mendy made a mistake, yes, but to say he needed rotated, why does a goalkeeper need to be rotated? He doesn't need
because
to
he's
be
out of form.
rotated.
Like
He's not.
hang
out
on,
of
that
form.
third goal was individually
How's he out
his
of form?
fault. Like you
How
can't
is he out of
deny it was
form?
individually his fault.
How is he
It
out of
cost us
form?
the tie. We
How is he
literally
out of
cost us
form?
the tie.
He's not.
He didn't cost us a tie. The team cost us
Yeah,
a tie.
at
Can
2-1.
I-
That was
no,
individually
at
his
2-1.
fault.
He's
No,
not
listen.
Now, can I
listen,
can I
listen.
finish my point on Mendy? If you look at the, I'm not saying Mendy shouldn't start at Mendy first goalkeeper. He just made the mistakes. He wasn't on this game. That's all. But saying Kepa should have started, it's wrong.
You done bad, man. You
It's
done
wrong.
Hang on.
But he
Kepa
done
should have started
bad.
just
but
not because Mendy's shit. It's because Mendy was
No.
like look at him. Like he just made an individual mistake.
it-
Kepa
I
would not
know
have come
that.
on
And
that
you're
I
pitch and
know
made
really
an
that.
individual
But that
mistake.
does not.
Kepa,
But
when
that
you
doesn't
think of
mean. But that
individual
doesn't mean he
mistakes,
should not
equal
start.
He's a
Kepa,
secondary
mate.
keeper. He's a
Christ,
secondary
mate.
keeper. He's
Can I
supposed
just
to
say
come on.
something to you, Matt?
Look,
Alonso
Matt.
makes mistakes every game. Jorginho makes
Don't
mistakes.
get.
Jane makes mistakes. Look, Mendy,
Mount-
when we talk about consistency of players that have played this season, I would say Mendy and Silva have been one of our most consistent players this season in performances. Mendy's dug us out the woods in certain games where we could have lost or draw games, yeah. And he's been pinnacle to Chelsea getting points in the Premier League this season and us finding ourselves in the position that we are now. Yeah, he had a bad game yesterday. I don't think it's the fact of that he dropped. I think he's struggling with a bit of confidence at the moment. I don't know why. When I watched him and I was there physically at the game, even when he was getting the ball back to him, he just looked very like he was panicky all the time. And I don't know why. He's not like that usually. He was just panicky and he was making the wrong decision and he was making the wrong pass. But the fan base behind him, everyone was trying to get behind him because it was like, Mendy, like, come on, get on with it. Don't worry. Like, but he just once that goal went in, it went.
Yeah,
because it looked like he did it on purpose, man. I'm not gonna lie.
In fairness to Matt, the last two games,
they did look dodgy, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Atrocious.
Let's be honest.
Can I just say something?
Watch the replay.
Right? You have to accept he's not good with his feet, right? You watch the 100%. That's not first mistake, Jim, right?
He's improved on it. I'd say he's improved on it. He was bad.
Listen, bro.
Last night he hasn't improved.
Listen, bro.
Stop. You don't think? Wait a sec. So forget that game. The games where we've won and he's kept clean.
No, but if you're saying I want to say he's dramatically
bearing in mind, we play out from the back, Matt. Yeah, we always play out from the back. That's how we play our football. Yeah. The ball, he finds the ball come to him quite a lot, and he's made decisions where he's had to make that long pass or play the pass out, and he's done it comfortably. He wasn't great when he first come in, but he's worked on it, and I'm not saying he's great at it. We know it's a weakness of his, but he can do it still.
Yeah,
it's just that he has this moment. Do you know what I mean? That's why.
Look, like I said, look at the first goal. If you look at the from the front angle of Benzema, the way he hit it. If you look at this way, you will see the goal. The header was not in the corner. The header was right above Mendy. He was wrong position. It was under the bar. He should have saved it.
Yeah.
But can I say something, Alex?
But well, you can put your bold spot towards me, and I'll talk to your bold spot. But he should have saved it.
What was that, Harry Maguire? What was that?
Nothing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Alex, why I'm trying to say something, Alex. First goal, right? Before we blame Mendy, before we blame Mendy, you have to see the movement.
No. I'm not. I don't care. No. I'm not saying Mendy. That's Mendy's. That's not Mendy's problem. That started with Christensen on the left side. Oh, if you got this. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the problem started on the left side, but the goal himself. Like if you discard how they got there, how Vucinic got there, just if you discard all that, then I will look at the Mendy. The second goal, if you look at the second goal, I actually blame Jorginho because if you will look at it, because Benzema received the ball in the midfield, then he passed it to Vucinic. Watch Benzema passing right beside Jorginho. He literally passed right beside him and went and scored the goal. Proper defensive midfielder will follow it. What's his name? He received the ball in the middle. Ball in the middle. Then he went forward. Look.
I'm sorry, that's a great.
That's a great goal, man. I don't think a goalkeeper can do anything about it, man. That's a great goal, man.
Should be safe.
Look. He won't touch him, man.
It's right above it. It's not in the corner.
It's
It's
beaten
right
him
there.
before he's even gone to save it.
You know, and
Mendy
Kepa
saving
is not
shots.
saving that. I'm sorry, Kepa is not.
That's what I'm.
I don't
That's
think Kepa
what
said
I'm
that either.
saying. It's
I
beating
don't think Kepa
him
said that either.
before. It's
But
beating
Alex,
because
look at that
he's wrong.
position. Oh,
Look at that for a goal, man.
where
I
the
don't think he
ball's
can save that,
positioned.
man.
Look at the way he heads that. That's
You can
a
save that.
beautiful
Of course
header.
you can
That's
save
just a
that.
great goal.
Look, I
Oh, that-
swear, I promise. Look at this. It's a right above him. Right
Exactly.
above
Come on,
him.
man. Come on,
Nah,
man.
It's
nah,
beating
That's
him
an easy-
before
that's
he's
an
even
easy
gone
shot
to
to save.
save it. What are you talking
He's
about?
not-
No.
That's the
Say
goalkeeper
it before
problem.
that. You said something like
Alex,
that
If
before.
you
Alex,
beat
Alex.
goalkeeper before you hit it,
Alex, the ball is moving, bro. I don't think it'd be very difficult for any goalkeeper to save
I know
that one.
we're not playing with the bricks. I know the ball is
No.
moving if you hit it with your header. I know.
Alex,
But
if
here-
you've got
No.
Alex,
It's a
if
great
you've got
goal.
beef with,
It's a
if
great
you have
goal.
beef with any goal, it's the second one. But
Yeah,
you
no.
Yeah,
can't.
his second one, I agree with
Yeah,
that. With
second
the
one.
the
Second
one.
one?
Yeah, but
What?
Because yes,
The
because
The second one was hard, mate. They were both
was even
great
better.
second one
goals.
is
The
right in the
second one is
bottom
a
corner, man.
proper
If you know
striker's
anything
header.
about the game,
No, I
If
mean,
Nah,
you
no.
come
hit
on,
the
man.
save
Second
the
one
ball
was-
in the
What I'm
air.
saying is, what I'm saying
No one's
is,
saving it.
if you're a goalkeeper,
Mendy's still clear of
you sit
Alisson.
there and go, am I more likely to save the first goal or the second goal? It's the second one, okay?
It's
No,
the,
it's
it's
not.
the
By
first one.
far.
No,
Look,
it's
by
not.
every
Yo,
kid,
Jem.
since
Get
you're
the second one
a
up.
little
Second one up.
kid, the coach is
Jem, get
telling
the second
you
one up.
if you hit the header, you hit it in the
yeah,
ground because it's harder for goalkeeper to go
Yeah.
low than go
Jem, get the
high.
second one up.
That's
Yeah.
a one-on-one.
The second goal is hard because
Jem, get the second one up, man.
if you watch his movement, the ball is being hit opposite to the goalkeeper's movement.
He
It's
saves
very
that one.
hard to suddenly
This
change
one-
your
this
your
one's
body
just a great
position
header.
to save it. Look at the
This
second
one,
goal.
he
Great header,
placed
that
it.
is.
Look
That's
how he
hard.
placed it.
Exactly.
He placed it.
That's not
That's a
getting
really
saved.
good goal. The
Even
first
that one
one
is difficult one to get.
is
again,
hard.
man.
It's
That's
But
a
the-
great
the speed of it was pretty slow.
Yeah.
I blame him. I blame him for killing the tie. I think
So where's Johnny
I
there?
agree.
Jem, where's Johnny, man?
46
The man
minutes,
lover.
and
Mate, so
in
go,
that-
Rodrigo. What was your thoughts, mate? Go on, tell us anyway.
Yeah, I blame Mendy for killing off this tie. At 2-1 was still in the game. When he made that mistake, that was it. That was it. I think we're obviously out. Man City will beat Madrid in the semi-final, and then it'll be City
Liverpool, man.
Villarreal in
Yo, Jem, after the-
City Liverpool in the final. I don't know what's going on. I feel like obviously Tuchel got it wrong. If you watch the way Madrid played, the two Modric ran the game. Casemiro and what's the other guy? German guy.
Actually, Jem, can you pick up
Kroos,
Big
Jem.
Ron's
Yeah.
comments about the rain? You pick up Big
No,
Ron's
no.
comments about the rain?
Lukaku.
Jem, I got something. After yesterday, Johnny's new name is Jonathan, man. After yesterday. That's Johnny's new name, Jonathan.
What
When you see Johnny,
Your
Yeah.
name is still Arsenal fan.
How come the rain didn't affect Benzema's headers? I just want to know
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
oh no, because it was different because he put in technique.
He has
that's
hair.
why.
Benzema has hair.
Yeah, Benzema's hair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nathaniel, Benzema is what you
Benzema's
call
hair.
world
Lukaku,
class.
wait. If you watch it again, the water put too much on the ball.
Oh,
But
shut
when
up,
it-
Nathaniel.
Second yellow.
Nathaniel.
Second yellow.
Nathaniel, you're just waffling now, man. Allow
Yeah,
it.
he's just waffling, man.
Yeah, go on. What are you saying?
You're a very bad troll.
Congratulations,
what,
Samuel,
yeah?
for winning the quadruple. Congratulations. I have to put that.
Like, I'm not,
You want to come?
listen,
Hey,
relax.
Samuel,
we're not-
you're mudding, man. You want to come?
relax.
Lukaku scored.
Nathaniel, you talk too much, man. Gosh. Anyways, as I was, I watched the game yesterday and I was shocked. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't expect Real Madrid to play like that, but I didn't expect Chelsea to be that open.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they were bypassing your midfield so easily, it was like, this ain't Chelsea. Like seriously, over the season, what has Chelsea's strong points been? That you've been solid at the back. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's my problem. I feel like Chelsea fans, you looked at last year too much. If you looked at last season,
I need to check that. 1 sec. Sorry.
Yeah, Samuel, hold that, man.
no,
Samuel,
it's all right. No, it's all right. You can troll. But it's all right. Don't worry. At least we won our game. Anyways,
I was really trying to tell you. I literally.
listen. I'm just talking about the game. I'm just talking about the Chelsea game. I'm just talking about the
It's
Chelsea game.
Benfica, man.
Anyways, as I was saying, I feel like Ancelotti did well with his tactics. Last year, Zidane messed up. He tried to play 5 at the back and tried to match you. It did not work. Ancelotti, he just played the 4-3-3. Now he played Valverde on the right wing, but he was practically like a right wing back. The way he was tracking back, on his right hand side. But my word, the midfield, your midfield, yeah, with Jorginho and Kante. Kante, listen, you can't really say too much about him because he has credit in the bank, but Kante has been poor.
No, he hasn't, man.
He has been poor. He has been poor.
He's been
Now,
rubbish.
I'm going to say something that I know it's going to cause arguments, but I watched this video of the tactical analysis between Real Madrid and Chelsea and how Real Madrid beat Chelsea. There's one big problem. Mount. That was the problem.
Thank you.
Now, Chelsea was getting outrun by the midfield because they had more. Real Madrid had more numbers. Mount was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to be covering the third midfielder. He was doing that at the beginning, but later on in the match, he wasn't doing that anymore. And that's how Real Madrid was bypassing you. Ancelotti trusted Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric to bypass your press. They're very good. They're very press resistant. They will pass around most teams' press anyways. But Mount was supposed to be the help in the midfield, and he wasn't doing that. So what was Mount really doing that game?
Nothing. He's making competency. That's what he's doing. Making competency.
He was running around like a headless chicken most of the game, to be honest. That's what I saw.
Mount couldn't create a splash in the puddle, man. Samuel, Mount couldn't even... Be honest, who you take? Henderson or Mount? I'm taking Henderson, man. I'm serious.
Nah, don't do that.
I'm taking neither, to be honest.
Stupid,
You know what?
Stupid human being then.
Yeah, you don't say shit like that. That's just...
Anyway, just last point. That's last point. Oh my word, Vinicius was ripping up Christensen. Lewis, that's your boy. I don't know what Christensen was doing, trying to think that he can beat Vinicius in a foot race. That was just horrible to see. And we all know that Vinicius is one of the fastest wingers in the world. What do you think you're doing? Yeah. And I listen, Thiago Silva and Rudiger, if I'm going to be fair, they have been very good this season. What was happening between them two? There was so much space in between them. It was uncharacteristic. Now, can somebody answer that for me? Because I was quite confused.
It's the overload between Vinicius.
I think it was. I said earlier on that I think it's. I think the protection from the midfield's not good enough. So
I think it was high press. I think
the high press, and then once the midfield
people were confused,
which it was getting beaten very easily throughout the game. It was then that we were getting dragged out because they had Vinicius on one side and they had Valverde on the other, and with Benzema's movement as well. I just feel like we got outnumbered in the final third many times, and I think it caused problems. They didn't know whether to come or go, stay or what. It was just
yeah. He's right. Sammy's right. The midfield.
Vinicius, somebody wanted to mark Benzema. And we were confused to which ones he wanted to mark who.
It's been the issue at the beginning of the show. I just feel like we were let down massively by the middle. The two in the middle. It didn't work.
Three in the middle to match him up. And we did it last year. So why didn't he
what formation did you play last season?
You played.
No, we played the same thing.
Well, we played the same.
Mount dropped deeper.
Yeah.
Yes. The problem was we did not press. We pressed way too aggressively in this game.
I agree.
That's why we got split. Because sometimes if you get out of the press, you leave wide open midfielders.
Exactly.
And what we have is midfielders what Real Madrid does. If you compare, because technically same age, what's his name? Jorginho and the Croatian guy, what's his name? God damn it.
Modric. They're not
the same age. Players, same players. Modric actually older. But Modric, instead of running with the ball, he chooses to pass it. And what the problem does it when we get the ball, Jorginho waves the hand, say go forward, and at the same time he's running. But everybody knows how he's running. So the problem is when Real Madrid gets out of press, when Real Madrid gets out of press, and the midfielders like Toni Kroos or Modric or even they will not run. They will directly pass the ball to Benzema because Benzema will actually drop deeper to make sure the defense will go with him, and Benzema can hold the ball. And what he will do, he will not put the ball to Vucinic into his legs. He will put it into the space.
The space, yeah.
That he knows that he actually can beat Christensen. Christensen is not slow. Don't get me wrong. Christensen is not slow. Christensen is actually
he's not
fast.
fast enough.
The problem. Shut up. Christensen is actually fast. The problem is he's already 2 steps behind. If it was a foot race 1-on-1, Christensen will not lose it. But the problem is he's 2 steps behind already. And that's solely blame on the midfield, because midfield is the one that coordinate how quick the game is going to be.
It wasn't compact like last year.
Exactly.
It was compact.
This should be because Vinicius.
And this is where
they hunted in a pack.
The thing is with Kante, this is the one limitation about Kante. He's a very good presser, but once he goes in, he's very rash when he goes in. So once you get past him, it's open season after that. Because you see Jorginho is just there watching and jogging, coming back. And then you got the 3 defenders that are running back. Then you have Vinicius Jr. standing on basically the shoulder of Christensen. And you can even see from the first goal, Vinicius was ready to run. Christensen's body position, he wasn't even facing Vinicius, and that's how he was. Vinicius got easy running to Benzema.
Vinicius is
He's
in
faster.
Vinicius was in great form as well. Him and Benzema were the 2 players that we had to watch out for going into this game, and we didn't. The truth behind it is we didn't deal with it well enough, and that when we didn't have the ball, and that was the issue. And look, I'm going to go to Abs because I've got to shoot in a bit as well. Abs, what are you saying, mate? Go on.
Okay, so
since Abs comes in, I'll see you later. He has a Havertz shirt and has a Barcelona player behind him. What kind of fucking Chelsea
you
fan
trying to banter me, man? You shameless Chelsea fan.
No. I won't even try and literally. I done it last time for a different stream minutes. So sorry, bro. Genuine, no cap, genuine mistaken. But you see with flipping. Oh my days! I was at the game yesterday as well. I was there, signed the East Stand Upper, so I got a very nice view. Sat right next to the Madrid man and saw what go on. And let me tell you this: it's not a case of this man made a mistake, that man made a mistake, that guy didn't take his chance, that guy did this, that guy did that. As a collective, everyone was wank. As a team collective, they were all shite. No one was worse or better than the other. The only 2 players who could come out and say, right, at least you showed me something, are Kai Havertz and Mateo Kovacic. Every single other player was dog shit with a capital D, O, G, and S. Every single one of them. Christensen. People talk about Christensen for the defending. I'm not trying to defend him because he was rubbish. But why is Thiago Silva running to... But you know what? And I could kind of understand it because Christensen was getting beat for pace. Why are you running there? Then Benzema, basically free on his own. And you got Jorginho and Kante jogging back for the goal. Like, our midfielders were running with them. Silva was trying to help Christensen because he was getting killed on that right-hand side. And then what happens is Benzema gets a free header. Mendy can't really do much about it. The second goal... Modric didn't even have to look. The worst bit is Modric didn't even look or think twice. Man, the ball came to his feet, bing, into the box, 2-0. And, obviously, the worst bit is we had some chances. We did have some. Havertz had one very early, which I think if he scored, probably would have made a different game. But as a collective, we were all useless. Every single one of them need to hang their heads in shame. And Tuchel's right. If we play that way against Southampton and Real Madrid and Palace and whoever we've got for the season, we're going to get slapped up hard. We're going to get slapped about like a little kid. Like,
but Abs,
yo,
now that we lost, you know for a fact Werner's starting next game. You know
bro,
that, right?
Werner, you know what the thing is? You know what? It doesn't matter who starts because people want to get on. Listen, Lukaku did nothing. He pressed for about 5 minutes and then he just went off. It's like when you drink them Red Bulls and then you just stop. It's like a stop-start thing for Lukaku, except there was like a 3-second start and then a long.
And he had 2 of our great chances as well with the headers.
Yeah, it wasn't the best chances. Come on, man. It wasn't the best chances.
How did he not?
It was a fucking empty goal, man.
It was an empty goal.
Lukaku had to score that chance. Havertz was absolutely
Havertz would have scored that.
He was out of this world.
sure.
And people, all you flipping Mount sexuals who kept on saying this Havertz guy is ruining him, this guy ain't doing that. Havertz showed more in the big stages where our greatest players have delivered than any one of them players did yesterday. So anyone sending for Kai Havertz, respectfully, go do one thing. SYM. I'm not going to say it in the full because I don't want to get your channel cancelled in it. But listen.
Show your moustache.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Nah,
sure.
You can guess.
Does that mean suck your mum?
That's true.
Yep. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. What Alex said. He said the goal was open, which is true. But that wasn't our best chance. We had other chances in the first half as well that we should have taken. But it is what it is, man.
No,
like what, man?
Don't you fucking dare put my name beside that waffle. What best chances in the second half, not the first half? You wank.
No, Nathaniel, I'm not hearing that because Lukaku, that was your bread and butter. How do you not get that on target?
Lukaku should have scored there. 100%.
He came on. If he started, he would have scored that. Because he came on and he was one of his first.
If my grandma had the dick,
I ain't gonna lie, Nathaniel. I think Morata would have probably bugged that in with his head.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
Morata was good with his head still, but you know what?
Yeah, Morata was good in air, man. He would have topped that in with his head, man.
Hey, I would have got that on
you guys are.
This Afro would have curled it, top corner, bro.
You guys are a bit harsh, man. You guys are a bit harsh on the
You know what the other problem is? The other problem is bare man are trying to send for certain players and pull them out. There's no player that I'm sending for in particular because as a collective, they were all.
No, but Abs, I agree with that, and I was at the game as well. But the one thing I would say is that yes, they were all bad, but we were let down by the midfield. There was a lot. The thing with this,
we weren't let down by the midfield. The thing with the system.
Well, no, the thing with the system is this, right? When we go forward, we need the Jorginhos and Kantes whilst the boys are going forward to hold the press. So when we're out of possession, they go and win the ball high, but they win it collectively. The issue that we had yesterday was that if Havertz went, Pulisic wouldn't, but then Mount would go, then Kante would go, but Jorginho wouldn't. So there was spaces everywhere because we weren't collectively pushing when we should have been pushing them. We was getting caught out, especially in the first half. And that's why Real Madrid are playing around us so easily. And partly that's why I blame the midfield because when we was going forward, they weren't doing well enough. And defensively, every time Real Madrid had the ball through midfield, they were just picking passes around them like nothing. It was. Man,
I can't lie.
I disagree with the Jorginho thing, but in the midfield because in the first few minutes, and listen, I like Jorginho.
He was poo, Abs. I'm sorry, mate.
I know he was, and I already said I'm not here to defend any of the players apart from Havertz and to an extent Cover because Cover was trying to make things happen. Jorginho, before they even scored the goal, gave the ball away about 3-4 times, and what I've been told by Chelsea, man, is the guy. He's not the greatest runner. He's not this, but he keeps the ball well in it. He did not keep the ball well at all. But then it didn't help that the guy next to him, Kante, was also useless.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember we had one chance. I remember we had one chance to counter, right? And Jorginho was running so slow.
Not just Ziyech. It's all of them. But Ziyech, Lukaku played a brilliant pass to Ziyech, and Ziyech skied it. That doesn't get talked about.
The last thing Lukaku did was brilliant was shave his head.
Wait, Nathaniel.
That was it.
Does Lukaku have your news?
You know what he did? He went from a flipping.
People
he went from
that Nathaniel is some kind of genius, but we all know that he's a class ref and just needs to be ignored.
Yeah. Hey, so people just don't like being proven wrong. That's the problem. It's like, I can never be wrong.
Jam.
We have a chance in second leg.
Listen, I backed Lukaku. I tried backing him, but you know what? It didn't work at the end of the day. And this
is only his first season.
And you know what? The other thing is, this is something. And Jem, this is last year. I've been saying for the longest. I've been saying this for the longest. The Chelsea board, whenever we're at the top of our level, whenever we win something, we never improve. Why do you think we've not had apart from 05, we won the league and then went back to back. Why do you think since then we've never progressed? 2011,
we fucking spent £100 million after we won the Championship League.
What
are you moaning?
But did we spend it on the right?
Not insane across the
on the right one. All of a sudden, now everybody thinks that he's not right. But in the beginning of the season,
everyone wanted
Lukaku scored 20 goals.
Lukaku
is the best in Spain. Oh, Lukaku is
the
best. Where are you wanks?
We did want midfielders. We wanted midfielders as well. That's not lie. Deadline day.
I'll be honest, right? My thing is simple, innit?
That's not fact.
In the summer, I said we needed a DM, we needed a centre back, we needed backup full back.
Jesus, that's the entire team.
And we needed
basically everything that we spent money on. We need again. We wasted money.
Pretty much, yeah.
We
we need another DM, and I was screaming Tchouaméni for the longest. I told man at the start of the season. I told man.
Well, we
this
can't
guy
do anything now. Let's get the Rickett family in.
No, let him finish. Let him finish.
No, I told man, this is part of the issue, right? And it's why we've had horrible seasons every single time we won a major trophy, meaning Premier Champions League. Apart from 05, as I said, we never spend to improve.
Jim,
we just sit on our laurels and don't move anywhere. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
next, we're going to win the league.
Yeah,
probably after this.
1 second, guys. 1 second. So I just got to quickly go through this. Artem, thank you for the donations. That Snake made a worldy save on Aspie. That was a good shot by Aspie. It was a very good save.
But he got kicked off the fire yesterday. He was
big
getting
up to you. Goam, yeah. Russian and Johnny Murals were right about Tim's all along.
Yeah, Johnny's wrong amount. Johnny was all amount. Well, Johnny's high.
You can also put me in that bracket because I've said it since day dot. I didn't want him as well, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but Jen, what about Mount? Jonathan, where's Jonathan now?
Oh, I don't care about Mount.
What is this about? What about
Mount? When it's Lukaku, you guys care.
Come on.
What Mount?
Listen, right? We slated Nathaniel. We slated the same thing. We said the same things about Tommy about all of this BS, man.
Jem, does anyone believe we can do something in the second leg?
Well,
no.
It ain't over yet. The only way we do something in that second leg is if we all the players have a 9 out of 10 game and they play like they did in the Champions League.
But Jem, let me ask you a question.
We're gonna win.
Do you trust Krusty the Clown?
That we can't do as well.
Do you trust Krusty the Clown?
Hassan, go on quickly because I'm going to finish off what you're saying, mate.
No. All I was going to say, right, is just I genuinely think it was just a bad day. I don't know what to say, really. It was literally my thoughts before the lineup. I think everyone agreed it was a balanced lineup. I think everyone would probably say I don't know, maybe you could challenge it if you want, but it was a balanced lineup. I don't think we should have started with Kante, Kovacic. I just think that was just too attacking. But I don't know, man. Maybe they just didn't turn up, but we just lost the midfield battle. It's as simple as that. And we just got overrun. Krusty the Clown. I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised that he didn't fake an injury like he normally does. But it is what it is, though. He got spun by Vinicius and stuff like that. I just don't know what to say, really. Besides, the first goal was a world-class goal. I genuinely think that no keeper would save that because it's just too quick. Like, it was just too quick. He just hit it. It went top corner. Second goal was debatable, but if someone like Mendy can't reach that, it's a 50-50, really. The third goal, I mean, he's just going to get bunted for that, and it's just going to be used for that. But I genuinely think them three, besides the first goal, the other two was just daft mistakes, really, and we just allowed them. And I just think the tie's dead. I just don't trust these players.
Well,
unless an early red card happens or unless an early goal comes in, the tie's basically dead.
Listen,
we got a donation from Artem saying Bowley was at the game yesterday. Hopefully he becomes the owner and gets rid of all the shit players that we saw last night. We need some major changes. I agree with the major changes. I hope it is Bowley as well. We have to see what happens on that. Fuck off, Igal. That's what I'm going to say to you. Again, I don't get Man United and Arsenal fans. I don't get why Man United and Arsenal fans come out and give it all the big one when they're not even in these.
Hey, Jim, isn't this a Champions League stream?
Isn't this a Champions League, man? A guy couldn't make Europa League, and he's repping his players when you lost 3-0 to Crystal Palace. Go sit in the Europa League place.
Listen, you know what? I don't listen. I'm not even here to entertain Arsenal thing in it, but the problem is that it for me, as far as I'm concerned, we should just focus on ourselves in it. And in the summer,
exactly.
And in the summer, I will tell you this: we are not going to challenge for any of the major honors or compete consistently, not one-off, consistently at the high elite end of European football until at least half this squad is gone and we get in some proper players who play the manager's football. Because I don't want no more names. I don't want to go.
But are we patient enough as a fan base to do that? Because we have a bit patient.
It's not about being patient. It's about
I have all the time in the world, innit? I've got all the time. Listen, at the end of the day, one thing we could say is Chelsea, man, is we've been blessed to see pretty much our team win absolutely everything in our lifetimes. all of us here in it. League title, Champions League, Club World Cup, FA Cup, whatever you want to say. We've seen it all. Now it's just about trying to build to get that sustained success, because we've never had sustained success. Once we get it, then we can properly dominate European football.
Well, maybe we have to have patience, game. Obviously, the new owner situation lurks on. Who is it going to be? Ricketts, Bowley, Broughton? We don't fucking know still.
Which is a blessing in disguise. We can keep Tuchel for longer, I feel.
Yeah. And the most important thing for me is keeping the manager, man. We need to keep Tuchel, man. He's too important for me moving forward. I don't think if he goes, there's many that can come in and like, who would you bring in? Like, you know what I mean? I just think we have the right manager.
Lampard will be free soon.
The return of Frank. You know what I mean?
One more thing, man, I have to say. And I love Thomas Tuchel, but he got it wrong yesterday, and he got outsmarted by Ancelotti.
I just feel, for me personally, when I look at the Brentford game, I point my fingers at Tuchel. I did. On this one, I look more at the players, because I just felt that we set up in a way that we still could have beaten that Real Madrid team. I just feel that individual personnel in that team weren't playing to the level that they should have been playing. If they did, then I think you would have seen that we'd have had a better result, and maybe we'd have took charge. But guys, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I've got to shoot now. Over 200 of you still here. Make sure you leave a little comment below before you leave. Get them likes
for the 5K
and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for also getting us to the 5K mark as well. Big up to everyone. We're at over 5K subscribers. Halfway to the 10K for GNA TV. Thank you very much for doing that.
10K, and Jim will shave his hair off. 10K.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
10K by end of year.
Take care of yourself, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. We'll be back again. We've got Southampton, haven't we? And we've got Premier League show as well, actually, tomorrow. Premier League show tomorrow, actually, guys. So see you later. Take care.
Bounce trash.
Be safe. Be safe now.